Go.
Welcome!
Go.
Welcome to Bela'Dun and Beyond.
Hooray!
Hooray!
Hello, stream.
Hi, stream.
Hello, stream.
Hi, stream.
Oh god, that's gonna be so bad because I had the Twitch sound on, so that's just gonna be like reverbing in the VOD. Apologies.
What's that?
That's hilarious.
Oh, okay. Thank you everyone. Today is my first time DMing. Josh is now going to be part of the crew to actually get to play for once.
I have no power.
He has no power. I've taken it all. Well, until I actually ask him a question, then he kind of holds power again. Because I don't actually know what I'm doing.
Oh, that means I
Fully,
live
anyway.
forever and the enemies all die.
Yeah.
No.
So this is me. I never thought I'd be ever in this position ever. But here I am. So let's just have fun. Let's all
Yeah.
So let's talk a bit about set the scene, what everything is happening, what's happening up until this point, and then we will go through introductions, shall we?
Sounds good.
Yes.
Right, so the date is Dawn 13, 425.
Who's doing the recap?
Oh,
Josh,
yeah.
you're doing the recap.
Josh is doing
Yes.
the recap.
Josh, doing the recap.
Yes.
Yeah, you're right. I never do the recap. I do everything else.
Doesn't
And now you're doing the recap.
Not the recap.
I'll do the recap next week. You do the recap. Your recaps are really funny. I missed them.
Well,
Oh
this
my
one's
god,
not
I
gonna
can't
be,
believe.
because I've not written notes in a long time. I'm also gonna write over the top of whatever this terrible little doodle that I seem to have tried to rub out badly is. Okay, I'm ready. I'm ready to recap.
You ready? Yeah. Okay, so the date is Dawn 13, 425. Bela'Dun is still plagued by the portals open throughout the land, which are connecting the demon realm with the world of Bela'Dun.
What was the date again?
Dawn 13, 425.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So weird.
It is so weird.
Is
It is
like
so
what
weird.
year
So-
are?
Yeah, ours
Sure,
is. What was the current year, Max, in the main game?
435, wasn't it?
435. That's
yeah,
right.
I think this is 10 years from our current campaign
Yeah.
This is 10 years before.
in the past.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know if it was hundreds or like thousands. I was like,
Oh yeah, sorry. I should...
None of the
was that
above.
me?
Apologies, I
10.
should have specified that. I'm already failing.
No.
No, it's me. Don't worry, keep going.
So this is set 10 years before the last campaign, or the events of the last campaign. As mentioned, the world is still plagued by these portals that are opened, which allows demons, which connects basically the demon realm with our realm. And Viorum is still operating. Magic has to be banned in the holy city of Stalvin. And teleportation is abolished. That is still abolished. Obviously, that basically remains the same, really. That's not changed.
Well, it is in the main game. Very recently.
Yeah.
Teleportation's cool again now.
Yeah. So teleportation is still abolished, and the
Uh-huh.
practice is still being fully considered a crime. So our journey starts us at the northern dryland city. I don't know if you guys can see. Let's.
Are you saying magic in Stalvin is a crime currently?
So no, magic. Yeah, magic has yet to be
Has yet to be outlawed in Stalvin.
yet to be banned. Yeah,
Good, cool.
it's yet to be banned in Stalvin.
Magic
free.
in Stalvin is fine,
Apart
bro.
from transport,
Magic
and
and-
apart from
magic and
teleportation,
stuff.
because that shit is bad.
Yeah, teleportation is bad. Everything else is good. Come on. It's like the whole drugs and alcohol argument.
Bad.
So, So again, if everyone can see the map in front of you, I believe you should be.
Yeah.
hopefully. So we are located up here, the northern,
Aha.
right here.
Oh yeah.
This is where we are
So north of
located.
Midgar.
So
Cool.
it is the northern dryland city of Demerel.
Spell that for me, please.
It's it's DAM AREL. So Demerel.
You put an apostrophe in it, I think, when you told me it before.
Well, basically, I think its apostrophe is art post M, I think, after the M.
So it's like Dam
Dam.
Arel.
Demerel, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Demerel.
And this is just above Midgar.
So this is just this is north of the Midgar outpost. So you can
I see
see
that.
Midgar is just here. So and here is the city. And the city itself is known for its river linking to coastal connections for trade. Where they connect to is pretty much anywhere they want along the southern or the eastern southern docks, etc. They have to fight through their issue with Lorena, which originally wasn't going to be an issue, but it became an issue.
Because of the like one sentence history that I've written for Lorena currently. Lorena.
Oh, so they have an issue.
so-
So the city of Damarel has an issue with
Well,
Lorena.
I think Lorena just has an issue with everyone based off of what
Oh, okay.
Josh. Like
God,
no
fuck
one,
Lorena.
Lorena
no
is
one
essentially
can
like I think it's Legend of Avatar where the swamp people are like a different variant of waterbenders.
Mhm.
You guys ever see that? I think it's Aang's story, not
I
Korra's
barely
story.
remember that. Might be Korra because I've watched all of Aang and I don't remember.
Okay,
that.
so
No, it is from Legend. It is from before.
it's from the
Because
first
remember
one.
they turn up. Yeah, because
And there's a big swamp monster. That's kind of what it's
Yeah.
like,
Awesome
but a
seeing
bit
that.
more like I would say there's more of a like not city, but there's definitely more of a town there if you can get to it. It's a little bit Silver to me in that they have a town. It's just this is more widely known, but outsiders aren't welcome. So to do trade from Damarel, if you were heading down the river and then staying close to the coast, because if you go too far in the waters of Bela'Dun, your ship gets fucked. They'd have to make their way around the mountains that are near Contesha
Yes.
to get to other places. So it'd be quite a journey.
Okay.
But yeah, they'd
Yeah.
have to get through Lorena.
It-
So they'd
it-
probably deal
it
with
is-
attacks and shit on the way out.
They would have to deal with Lorena, but they don't trade with Lorena. But getting through them gives them open access to trade along the rest of the coastal cities, or the coastal locations on the east side. Okay. So that is the location. This is where we begin.
Cool.
But I'm going.
Okay.
All right.
My eyes look blue today.
Switch over. To bear with me.
I can't write. Can I write words? Text. Yeah, here we go.
Yeah.
Let me do it
You-
in.
Josh, stop.
Can you write words?
No, it's fine. Carry on.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
fine.
it's
Give me a
tiny.
second because I cannot.
Ooh, it's too big.
Because I can't remember. Yes, this is it. I hope this plays.
Did it went tiny?
Without any problems, please.
You might have to FS the current track.
Okay. I don't know how to cue.
Ooh. Ooh. Position and Q.
Yeah, so then do exclamation mark FS and it should skip.
That's all right.
There you go. It says skipped, but it's not doing anything. Hold up. Let me try this.
I need to tell it to play again.
Try telling it to play again now, see what it says. Let's put it in the queue. Alright, I'm going to do this. Bump. And then if we get this.
Fix the problem, Josh.
That looks like it's going to work.
You
There we go.
are my music man for the rest of the session. Very much.
DJ.
You are the DJ. Oh Lord! Right. So, so our journey starts obviously in this city called Damarel. And the city itself is governed by the Baron Frederick Drakmar. Is the name of the person who governs this city.
Frederick
Drakmar.
Good old Freddy.
Drac.
Good old
Ah.
Drakmar.
Is that right?
Drakmar.
Is that the Baron? Did you say?
He is the Baron. He is the Baron. And that is yes, pretty much. But you don't need the R. But yeah, it's pretty much it. Drakmar.
Drachma.
Oh,
Drakmar.
that's the
Drakma.
Baron, Josh.
Yeah. So we have so it's governed by a Baron Drakmar, and he's known for his incredible wealth and interests in rare and valuable antiques. As he uses it as part of his trade. So we join an unlikely band of misfit mercenaries.
Who could that be?
Or so it's told that they are misfits, brought together due to their inability to work with others. Fame is not what they are after. If anything, they wish to not be known for their past deeds. And they've journeyed from just over a year now, and have found themselves in this city seeking their next big score.
Nice.
I love it.
That is you guys.
Intro.
So we
That's
will
us.
begin. Yeah. So we're going to begin in a tavern named the Broken Lute.
We're all easily amused, Max. The broken note, hilarious.
The Broken Lute.
It's a Vice Easter egg.
I know.
It is the Vice Easter egg.
That's what I thought.
So, ironically, and I kid you not, I used a random generator on to do it.
Oh, that's funny.
It gave me Broken Loot. And I was like,
That's
this is gonna be
perfect.
fate. Like, this is gonna be fate. So it's described. So this is where you guys will start. So before we continue, if everyone would like to kind of go through their characters, introduce yourself.
Should we roll for initiative to give us an order of?
Yeah,
That's a good idea.
that is a good idea. If everyone
I
could
want to roll.
just
Roll
roll,
of the session.
please, everyone roll. And
Fucking nat 20.
Oh, hell yeah.
I didn't want to go back.
My initiative's
God.
trash.
Ooh. Hey,
I
Can we
can't
go
believe-
bottom to top?
Nat 20,
Nope. Nat
straight
20.
away. Okay.
that's funny.
My gosh. I feel
Okay, so it looks like a
isn't this a rolling theme from last time? Wasn't like Lucy
Someone
getting a
was.
crap load of freaking
Yeah, someone was.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's in the last one shot. Like I got loads of nat 20s.
Yes.
Oh my god. So it's going to be Lucy, or sorry, let me go by their names. Eris, Aspen, and then Hazel, and then Aubrey.
I
Also,
never taught you how to use the clock turn order thing, Max. But do you know how to use it anyway?
No.
Okay. Paper will work.
That's fine. We'll do that later.
Oh god.
Okay, so let me transition us first of all.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
How much detail are we going to? Are we just reading our whole backstory, or are we just giving like a rundown?
I mean, if it's crazy long, feel free to give us the abridged version.
Okay, I'll do that.
Oh, so go ahead, please, Eris.
Your
Okay.
personality traits and what you're like as a person, and possibly what you look like, might be more important than reading your backstory in its entirety.
Okay, I'll start with that then. The group knows me as Eris. I am a half elf with dark skin and blonde hair.
He is fit.
I am 28 years old.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And then basic backstory. She grew up with a really shitty family and she ran away from home. Because we all know something like bad about each other, don't we? Like there's
Yeah,
one bad
Move
thing.
by now.
Yeah, so like you kind of would know this. So she's grown up with a really bad family.
Taryn,
She
you
ran
might
away
need to
from
mute.
home.
Oh, not
yeah.
Taryn. You're Taryn in Discord, but
Yeah.
Ilya, you might.
Mute yourself.
It's
Ilya.
happened.
Yeah.
So what happened in your past? Sorry.
Yeah. Grew up with an awful family and ran away from home.
Mm-hmm.
She grew up in the wilds with her one trusted closest friend. And they learned how to survive the wilds together for like many years, taking on like bodyguard jobs, mercenary work, and then eventually it turned into like thievery and like slight banditry, because they take on any job that they got, no matter what it was. But then after her friend got offered a bunch of money, she betrayed Eris and sold her off to a bunch of like traffickers. So Eris.
Oh,
Yeah, they were getting crazy audio shit.
sorry. There's loads
Oh.
of feedback coming.
Why?
Oh, no, it's
I do.
because Adam. Hang on.
No, I think it's possibly
Am
you,
I-
Max.
Am I muted in
Me?
Skype?
Is anyone playing shit out loud? Is Skype muted for everyone?
Yep.
Seems to be for me. Let me check my volume mix.
I am perfectly fine, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Then it's probably you, right?
What? Who? Me?
Is this better? Was it me?
Oh, everything's
Yeah,
yeah,
I think it was
Yeah,
Lucy.
that's better.
I
that's better.
I think Skype was on for me. I just went into my
Yeah,
settings.
that's what it was.
Okay, sorry
Okay.
about that.
Carry on.
That's
Right.
fine. Carry on.
Did you hear what was going on, or was it just?
She sold you out, bitch.
She sold
Yeah.
you. She sold you out.
She sold me out because she got offered a bunch of money, and as we were doing scummy work, she was like, "Well, I guess I could just move on from you, bitch," even though we grew up together. So I broke free in the struggle and stole her sword, and stabbed her with it, along with everyone else there.
Oh my god.
Oh wow.
Moved on.
Cold blooded.
Pure
Yeah.
murder.
She doesn't
Yeah.
take shit.
Just
I don't
got
take
that
shit.
one out.
Can't trust anyone anymore. Bunch of bastards. So
People are
yeah.
assholes. I agree.
So eventually, however it happened, became entwined with this group. But I don't trust you all yet because of that experience. So you only know me as Eris, and you don't know my last name because I'm a bit like I'm working with you, but like you're
Haven't
gonna have to
reached
earn
that
my
level
trust.
yet.
We have
Yeah,
to
you're
win you
gonna have
over.
to you're gonna have to earn my trust.
We have to be offered to sell you and then reject the offer before
Yeah,
we earn that
basically.
trust. That's fair. That's fair.
How much are you worth, money-wise?
She's increased in value.
I would hope so. Have a nice sword now.
13 shekels.
13 records. And yeah, that's about it really.
Just
Said
for
what you
reference,
look
what
like.
class are you?
I'm a fighter.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah,
It helps
I
the
have a
visual
sword
in my
and a
brain.
glaive.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Fighter, sword and glaive.
Hey.
Mhm.
I don't know what a glaive
Wonderful.
is, but hey.
It's like a spear with like a kind of curved
Oh.
blade at the top.
Oh,
A
yeah.
bit of a pointy stick.
Much
Yeah.
better.
Yep.
Oh yeah, we got
Wonderful.
those in the shed.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Eris, for introducing
You're
yourself.
welcome. Next.
Aspen.
Okay. I haven't done my voice at all, so hang on.
Have you got 4 jugs of water?
I did fill my water up. So, my name is Aspen. Aspen Willow. My rough backstory is that as a young boy, I began training in the hopes to one day become a soldier or join the guard. Training became a bit monotonous, and I didn't like it very much. I didn't fit in with many of the people doing similar stuff, so I decided to bomb that off. And I left my small village at the time, left my family, probably at a bit too young of an age. I headed out into the world because I didn't really fit where I was. Nothing was really encapsulating me. I didn't find anything worth my time. Eventually, I fell in with a band of outlaws, as you do when you're generally stealing for food and the like. They were called the Reapers. They were kind of
Friendly folk.
dickish, but I needed people to help me steal stuff, and that worked at the time. After a while, the Reapers decided they were going to attack a druid village in the outskirts of the Wandering Wood, and I thought it was a stupid idea because I didn't really see what I could get out of it. They proceeded to attempt to attack this village anyway, despite me constantly saying it was stupid. I didn't have anywhere else to go, so I went along with them, and when the fight ensued, I decided to turn my blade on them instead. Unfortunately, there was far more of them than there was of me, and the druids that they'd already begun to kill at the time, so I really only threw my lot in with the druids that were about to die. In that moment, some sort of entity showed itself to me and offered me... Let me find the exact wording here because I've written it really specifically. Primal chaotic magics bound to the wilds. It infused me with this power, and using it I was able to kill every one of the Reapers who was there at the time. I don't know if they have like splinter groups that work in different parts of Bela'Dun. I'm not that familiar with their operation as a whole. The only person who survived was one female druid who aligned with me after I turned my blade on the Reapers at the time. By the time the fight was finished, it was just me and her. We went on to grow close, and after a while we began trying to forge our own path amidst Bela'Dun. I was renewed with a sense of purpose, something I never had before, and we set out to do this entity's bidding, which aligned with the kind of core values of this woman. We attacked an outpost and stole quite a lot of gold. Accidentally killed most of the people at the outpost. And using the wild magics that my deity had imbued me with, I was able to overrun the outpost with plant life and nature, so that nature could take over that location. Unfortunately, when we then went into our next main city, they had our faces up on wanted posters on all of the various surroundings, building and the like. And unfortunately, as a result of that, nobody will work with us anymore. We're too wanted to be offered jobs. People generally know our faces, and fortunately, I've learned to change mine, and I use disguise self to be basically the same person, but like my mid-length hair goes to really long and becomes a bit blonde, and I'm slightly more tan. My clothes change entirely to like a red gown. It's like I found this to be quite a successful ruse whenever we're visiting more populated areas. I look like I'm around 30. I'm just short of 6 foot. I'm like 5'11". Average build. I have mid to short length brown hair. I prefer nature to any sort of order or society. I like adventuring with you guys. It's worked out well for me. I generally do anything that my patron asks of me. I believe that there's too much too much order in the world, and that nature should reclaim the land. I'm in a relationship with Hazel, and that's basically it. I don't like large establishments. They're pretty gaudy and overly regimented, and I'm usually looking to fuck something up in some fashion. I just like to disrupt things. And that's me.
Well done. Thank you very much. Okay, cool. I forgot to ask, because I think you mentioned Aspen. You mentioned that what you're infamous for.
Mm-hmm.
Did you mention what you're infamous for as well?
Eris.
Was it the murder? I feel like
Was it
it's
the murder?
Yeah, I'm infamous for, like, because obviously after I killed everyone, I went back and was like, well, I got rid of the traffickers, and, you know, also killed the person I was working with for more money, and people didn't, because I didn't exactly specify what happened, people assumed that I killed her for her share of the profits, even though it was not.
Okay, I see. Yeah.
You
Okay.
are a scam artist.
Yeah. So I should probably mention as well for anyone who watches the stream that I did request as part of this one shot that everyone kind of make someone who is chaotic in nature, so that everyone's kind of got everyone's a bit edgy, everyone's got some quirky
Bad streak.
kind of chaotic part.
We got some
bad
baggage.
streak. Everyone's got baggage in some way or another. And for that reason, as mentioned previously in the the prologue, the intro, that basically everyone, no one wants to work with this band of mercenaries because they're so fucked up in one way.
So fabulous, you mean?
Yeah.
Also,
yeah.
I should add that I'm a fighter / warlock. I'm multi-classed, and I don't have a weapon. But when fighting goes down, I have somehow a rapier that has it's a standard rapier except for the handguard, which is like a ironbark style ornate classic rapier handguard. It like furls round. It looks like branches, has leaves and stuff on it. But
Beautiful.
outside of combat, I don't have any weapons. Although I suppose I've got a crossbow on my hip that I can't make disappear. So
Wonderful, excellent. So
it's in my bag.
And yeah, yeah, exactly. You've got it in your bag, just tucked away. So and one of the things that I brought up as part of the one shot was that everyone has to be infamous for something. You know, so you know that it affects the environment, it affects the people that you speak to, etc., etc. So.
I wanted to set myself a challenge, you know.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I mean, I was terrible at improvising as a bard. Why not?
Let's make them really chaotic and scary. That'll do.
Yeah. So yeah, I thought it'd be, you know, a nice, different kind of environment session to play. So yeah, thank you very much. So next is Hazel. Hazel, if you could introduce yourself, please.
Okie doke. Hello, my name is Hazel Blackthorn. My beginnings are somewhat of a mystery, if I'm honest. I was abandoned deep within the northern wandering woods as a newborn and was found by a scouting group of elves. As they approached, they told me that a large direwolf emerged from the shadows bearing its teeth, seemingly protecting me rather than being aggressive towards them. However, the elves were druidic in nature, and the group were able to calm the beast and allowed them to take me to their nearby camp as I'd been clearly abandoned. The years went on. I grew up strong-willed and wild in nature, even more so than my adopted clan. I was grateful for their care and for taking me in, but I always found myself rebelling against their traditional ways. Growing up, I was a quiet outsider, but always passionate in my beliefs and my spirituality. I would often go missing for days just to be found deeper in the forest somewhere before they dragged me back, either in my favoured beast form or talking to the nature around me. I grew into their most formidable fighter, as they found it as a focus. My wild nature seemed to give me an edge that the others just couldn't match. I still remained on the outskirts of the community, always distracted by what seemed to be around me. The nature just seemed to call to me. I would often lead their scouting trips furthest from their community until one day everything changed. As my small party arrived back, we were sprung upon by a group of vicious bandits who pursued to tear through the only home I'd ever known. The battle was quick and we were caught by surprise, and as we were unprepared, my community fell around me. Despite my best efforts to defend them, I was knocked aside and I wasn't able to do much. I then noticed that one of their own seemed to turn against them and seemed to be defending my own. Before my eyes, he erupted with a power like I'd never seen, and he killed them all, but not before they had already killed my clan. They'd been decimated, and none lived other than myself. Aspen was the man, and we forged a close relationship. And we decided to continue on our path together rather than alone. I was finally free, as I'd always dreamed, and with a partner that I never foresaw. So we committed to writing the way of the world as we saw fit. We undertook our journey and vowed to return the world to its proper state, full and ruled by nature and not the stone constructs that society has built. Eventually, our plans became slightly too ambitious, and we destroyed an entire outpost of soldiers, far more dramatically than we originally intended, as plant life grew wild and consumed the entire place. That didn't stop us. We stole a large amount of gold from the attack and moved inland, but then realised that what we had done had brought a fair amount of attention upon us, and our faces were plastered all over the place. So I shifted into my favourite form, and he changed his face, and we realised that that was probably the time that we might need some help staying alive. So we found ourselves a group of fair bandits. I am around 27. I am quite short, about 5'4", of average weight but quite toned. My eyes are blue and tanned with long, dark blonde hair, which is wild and has leaves and twigs stuck through it most of the time. I am a druid, in case it wasn't obvious. I have 2 daggers, which are hidden and you can't see. And I carry a staff, which is sort of it's much more like a piece of wood rather than like, I don't know what the word is, like man-crafted. So like it's got it's very rustic and it's got flowers coming out of it and things. And you don't always find me in my natural human form, but often in my beast forms, favoring the wolf and the dog for more town settings.
Wonderful. Wow, that is quite a deep story, man.
After all of these
love it.
backstories, how the fuck am I supposed to follow all this? Like,
I mean, you don't have to remember it all,
It's okay,
but
you don't
like,
have to remember
I wrote
it, you don't have
it.
to
not
remember
follow
yeah.
it. I mean, like, how is my backstory supposed to be good?
I really hope your backstory is like, I murdered a baby and now I'm here.
Fuck. No.
What are you famous for, Hazel? Infamous.
Same as me. We fucked
does
over
the
that
same thing.
outpost together.
Aspen ruined an outpost and killed a lot of people by mistake.
Hey, it was both of us.
I said we.
Okay, I thought you said Aspen ruined an outpost.
So cool.
Me and
I was like,
Aspen.
whoa.
It was all us. No, fuck it.
I watched him do it.
All right. Okay. Beautiful. Thank you very much. Who is next? Is it Albie? Is it?
Is it me?
Albie is next.
Yeah.
Cool. I was going to do it in character, but then I realized that my character would not tell you anything about his backstory, so that would be against character, so I'll tell you it out of character. My name's Albie Goldengrin. I'm a gnome of the forest. Gnomes are known to be quirky and trickstery and prankstery, but they also live a very long time. And having lived 200 years on Earth, the pranks started to wear a little bit thin. So I decided to leave my gnome burrow and go into the city, Darwin, and to seek my fortunes elsewhere. I realized that there was a lot of very, very stupid people in Darwin, and that gnomish cunning and gnomish intellect would get you a lot further, not to mention a few little tricks that gnomes can pull off.
If you think they're
Very
stupid
good at
now,
fooling.
wait 10 years.
So, so I'm a rogue by trade. I have spent a very long time honing my craft. I like lockpicking and forgery as my 2 mains. As a character, I realized that being a gnome who was proficient in disguises and taking on people's identities and pretending to be other people, my height and my kind of vague ethnicity allowed me to basically become anyone. So I made that my signature. Everyone from nobles to people of the court
How tall
to
are you?
shopkeepers. I'm 3'2", but I am any height with stilts and an overcoat.
so your thing is that you impersonate people.
Yeah,
Okay.
but unfortunately, it's had a little bit of a toll. I use magical means to further increase my impersonation and disguise skills, and it's unfortunately left me with a case of mild dissociative identity syndrome. I can flawlessly imitate anybody that I meet as long as I speak to them for at least 1 minute, but then that part of their personality becomes a permanent part of mine, and I carry them with me wherever I go.
Wait,
from that
what?
point onwards.
Wait. Say that again.
Yeah.
That's
So it
fucked
was-
up. What?
You can impersonate someone as long
If
as you speak to them for at least a minute. But
Yeah.
then if you impersonate them, their personality then becomes a part of you.
Yeah, it's like a card in the deck, and I can pull it kind of back out, but I can never kind of get rid of it, if that makes sense.
Oh, okay.
And after 247
interesting.
years, I have a really, really full deck, to the point where I've kind of forgotten which one was the original me. I know he's in there, but I'm not quite sure which one was the original Obi, and this is why I couldn't do it in character.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So you're kind of like you.
So
like,
Albie's
got-
cray cray.
Like you got like what is it, schizophrenia? Is it schizophrenia?
Yeah, but rather than
No.
yeah,
You
but
got
it's,
like
it's, a bit, it's a bit more.
personalities.
It's more controlled than that, though. Like I'm not gonna keep flipping between them.
Yeah.
Maybe if I'm
Wow.
distressed or in a bit of a bind and I lose my composure, then I might flip to another one.
That's
but for the most
mental.
part, it's within me. So I'm infamous for that. I'm also kind of infamous for the fact that you never really know which one you're talking to, and therefore it makes him very, very hard to trust. because you speak to your friends for more than 1 minute, right? So every person I've ever met to become a friend has eventually become integrated into my deck. My end goal out of all of this, and my reason for partnering up with you degenerates, is I want to steal something bigger than a treasure chest. I want to steal something bigger than a vault. I want to steal an entire kingdom and impersonate my way into the throne of that kingdom.
Oh my god.
Nice.
My heart, Adam.
I'll steal your heart. Yeah, it's a 40 year heist that I've got planned that I'm roughly in the middle of. And you guys are just very small gears in my master plan for that to happen. Don't think I've missed anything else. I think that's probably everything.
Well,
Yeah, that's Albie.
All
He's
right.
the early Grimnir Wormtongue, or whoever it was, Wormjaw.
Albie. Excellent. Okay. That is really interesting. It would be interesting to see how you switch between personalities and stuff. That'll be or switch between characters. That'll be a bit mental. Okay. All right. Wonderful. Thank you. And finally, it's Ilya. Is that right?
that is indeed me.
Ilya.
Howdy doody.
Hello.
Well, you know me as Ilya Trevelyan, a half-elf shooty arrow boy, who, completely opposite from me, has very long, elegant brown hair, which I will never have because, no, could never pull that off. I am 6 foot tall. Often with the hair I would sort of braid it or put it in a bun, something like that, because I like to shoot things. I like not to have hair in the way when I do that. But
yeah.
the sort of story that I would have told you in passing is I had quite lovely parents. They were really nice people.
Oh.
Let me find their names quick because I haven't read it enough to actually remember them. Mithra and Bevan Trevelyan, as it were. A human and an elf, wood elf specifically. And yeah, we had a quite nice life. And then a bunch of mean, nasty people that didn't like half-breeds, as they would call it, came and killed my parents. Real sad.
Oh.
Rude. Hate that.
Don't you hate when that happens?
Yeah, every time. Like, come on.
Out for a stroll, kill my parents.
Every time. I love that. Every time.
And yeah, after that, became quite a distant and very aggressive person, searching for these people, and was trying to do as much as I could to try and find them. They're all dead now, all of the people that were involved, and 100% would have said it in a way of like, they were basically just useless random nobodies who had nowhere to go in life. They were just racist. So I killed them. They're all gone. So there's not much sort of
Old justice, mate.
purpose, no task really that I'm going to set out for. I'm just sort of wandering, getting jobs, pulling in money. Would have come to you guys as the sort of, like with all of us, we don't really have much place to go. And you would have seen in the year of traveling that civilization is not quite my thing. So at random points, I'll forget that trade tends to happen a lot because I just grew up with my family in like a little hut. So I'll walk through a market and I'll just grab an apple because I'm quite hungry. And then people will be like, hey, wait a minute, that's my apple, don't say that. And they'll ask for money and I'll be like, oops. I'll give them the money because I'll remember. But oftentimes I forget that quite a lot. So things tend to just sort of get taken. And I would have 100% mentioned that this was quite to my detriment at one point, where I was taking a contract for quite a high-profile person, probably in Stalvin, not entirely sure where it would have happened, but I just sort of grabbed an item. I didn't quite realise that it wasn't mine. They did.
Okay.
And they don't like me anymore.
Okay. So you stole something that you shouldn't have taken, or
Yeah.
did you know was it something that you knew belonged to someone else? Then, yeah.
Yeah, I was just like, oh, this is cool. So I picked it up, put it in my pocket, walked off, and then they noticed.
So casually.
Yeah. And yeah, that's one of those things where I've got that wonderful infamy in, let's say, Stalvin, and people are just like, yeah, we don't want to work with this random criminal. He's just going to steal shit while we're walking about. we don't really want to be walking around with this guy.
Fair.
And
Fair
yeah,
enough.
oftentimes, whenever we're doing jobs, I will try and tell people what to do, where to go and whatnot. Even when it's clearly not the fucking right thing to do, you'll be like, what's this guy on about? He's trying to get us to go over there, but the thing's over there. But he just wants to be in control. He likes to do things as the leader. But yeah,
Fantastic.
that's me. I hope you like him.
Yeah. Thank you very much. So now that everyone's kind of expressed and shown themselves, shown them their characters a little bit more, hopefully as the next, however long this session rolls for, you'll have an idea and we'll get to know each other a little bit more. Also, just to let everyone know again, just to make sure it's refreshed, that you guys already have traveled for about a year. So you already kind of know each other. I mean, there is still elements of like secrets and, there's still some mystery between all of you. Things such as Eris, who hasn't even told you her last name, and you've been together for a year. That's, so you got to think about that type of level of secrecy between or mystery between you guys as well. But essentially, all of you are bad people and have done bad things.
Hey man, that's not cool.
Hey!
Yeah, fuck you!
You're
take
all
offense to
bad
that.
people, yeah.
You're a bad person.
And nobody
I'm not bad
wants to
people.
work with you, degenerate. Yeah.
I forgot to
so-
mention as well, just
Oh, yeah,
quick
go ahead.
things about my character in terms of things that you'd know what I sort of use. I have a very nice cloak that when I put the hood up, it makes me blend into the background, as the cloak of elven kind that was given to a character in the other campaign. And
Oh,
I have
okay.
a very nice, lovely bow. In game terms, it's not really that special, but it's a very nice crafted bow that's looks kind of weathered. It's definitely from a tree that's not got the most life to it, but it has a small symbol of a clover etched into it. That's
Luck of
it.
the Irish.
Yeah, look at the Irish. Oh shit, that's my voice now. No, I'm
Hey,
not
you,
sticking to
you
that.
should have
No
rolled,
dedication
you should have
there.
rolled with that now, like for the rest
I
of the
refuse right
session now. Oh god. Thank you, Albie, for dropping those updates on everyone's, classes, etc.
Cool.
Okay, cool. So, we begin, as I mentioned before, within this tavern, a tavern called the Broken Loot. Now, this tavern is well known, within the city as being a kind of mercenary kind of attracting location. People come here to pick up jobs, pick up any things like that, requests that people might have. But and it's quite well known compared to other places because places because of the volume of quests that kind of come up or missions. So you can see that there's quite a few people in here, people from different races and backgrounds, etc. Different classes, and they simply are just having a good time. You do spot around you some kind of the generic kind of dodgy looking people that kind of want to look like they come out of prison. They're eating with their arms like left and right of them. They don't want anyone around them. But you guys are all sitting together as one table, in one table. So, what would you like to do?
Can I get a drink?
I'm a dog right now.
You can do. I mean, who are you speaking to at that point?
If we're around the table, are there any waitresses? or-
There's no waitresses around you.
I'm gonna go up
There's
to the
just-
bar then. I'll just stand up, step aside from everyone. I don't know if the dog follows me or not, but that's fine.
I'll follow.
The dog.
Hey, you bang
Oh
that dog.
god, it started
Not like
already.
this.
Yeah. Disclaimer, guys.
Pretend you don't. No, you
This
do.
is, I'm gonna say it now. Disclaimer: we are all in character. We're all having a good time. No one take anything personally, no matter how dickish. it sounds, okay. So
You're a bitch.
yeah.
Anyone
Sure.
fancy a round of kick the midget? And I look at Robbie.
Right. Okay. So you want to get up to the bar and you want to speak to the barman, yeah?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. He's like, hi there. What can I get you?
I just look around and I'm like, I feel like you should maybe know the answer to that question.
Yeah. There's so many choices behind me.
We're sitting over
you've
there.
got-
I'll just point back at our table and I was like, and then I put down 2 gold. Because I have a lot less gold than I thought. I put down 2 gold on the bar top and just say to this guy, keep him coming till that runs out.
Okay, sure. That could pay for my piss. I say that he says that under his breath. You got to remember that this guy deals with mercenaries on a daily basis.
Is everybody armed in the room? Like weapons are normal?
Everyone. Yeah, everyone is.
Okay.
This is a mercenary tavern.
I put my hand up, like I'm sort of kind of, I don't know if you can see me, just like midair like this, and then in my hand forms my blade, so that by the time it's done forming, it happens quickly. The blade is like next to his throat.
So, he's like, oh, I've seen that trick before, and he uses a glass to kind of tip
The blade away.
So nail was it? And he pours you your drinks.
Okay. I like bring my hand back down, the sword disappears, and like I look at him, I take the drinks, I just go, see, so much easier. And then I take them and go back to the table.
Sure. Cool.
I'm gonna growl at the bartender and then follow.
It's like, ooh, do that again.
She's a dog right now, Max. I feel like you're missing that.
Oh, shame. She's a dog. Oh. I thought it was. When you called her a dog, I forgot that she's a druid.
Yeah, it's much harsher when it's not true.
I thought you were just being a dick and calling your missus a dog. And just asking
Wow!
I'm not that
Wow,
chaotic.
no.
I'm not chaotic evil.
I am genuinely a sheepdog right now.
Yeah, okay. I'm
The
sorry.
growl was actual dog
It
growl.
was actual dog growl. It was
Yeah.
like,
And then on all fours, I'm gonna follow him.
As opposed to cartwheeling.
I just wanted to clarify that I was an animal.
Yeah. So again, Aspen returns back to the bar. Oh, sorry, not back to the bar. Back to the table. Returning drinks. I mean, it looks as if he has only brought the drinks enough for himself and for Hazel. By the way, I'd like to point
These
out.
are expensive drinks. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, you got a bunch of change. You said you gave me 2 gold, and just for it to keep coming. So I gave you because I gave you 2 drinks. And that's it.
I expected the drinks to keep coming.
Yeah. So he's giving you 2 drinks.
Okay.
He's giving you 2 drinks. That's it.
But I got change.
You got change.
How much
Well,
change?
No, because you want the drinks to keep coming.
Okay,
right?
so then I
He's
assume
gonna
they're
come
coming.
over and
Right,
bring
Yeah,
it.
that's fine.
More drinks.
Yeah.
More drinks is gonna come.
Double fitting
Okay.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's walked
Yeah.
up. He's walked up, and he's got his 2 drinks, and that's it. That is how he's approached. And as far as you guys know, that is it. That
I'm
he's-
gonna turn to Aspen. Aspen, is that for me?
No, there's more on the way.
So what? We're supposed to just sit here and wait?
I really feel like it won't be that long.
Well, any time is too long for Albie. I will deal with this like I deal with everything. And then I just go to the bar in my very short gnomish legs. And
As he's
hop up on
walking
the
away,
stool.
I'm just gonna look back at the others and be like, he's grouchy today. Not sure what that's about.
Can I stick my paw out and try and trip him up?
Yeah, sure. Could you roll nature for me, please?
Me or
No.
Hazel?
Hazel.
Sure. 21.
Oh damn. Okay. Yeah. You totally bring your foot out, and you attempt. You attempt to trip him over. And you successfully let him buckle. He does take a couple of steps forward and stumbles, but he doesn't go flat on his face. Essentially,
Okay,
because,
fair
Now I'm gonna
he
turn
is-
around. Sorry.
No, I was just saying because he is a weighty.
He's somewhat
Freaking-
dexterous.
He's somewhat dexterous. He's a weighty gnome compared to just a dog. As far as I'm aware, a dog.
I'm gonna turn to Aspen and just say, "You should keep your bitch on a tighter leash." And then I'm gonna go and hop up on my stool.
I say to him, I would, but you're already walking away.
And I can't hear him anymore. He's been drowned out by the noise of the bar.
I'm gonna growl and to myself and just lay down.
All right.
And
Fantastic.
yeah, I'm gonna just lean on the bar to the same bartender that Aspen very kindly just threatened. And I know this is a rough place, but do you have any gnomish whiskey?
Sorry, what? Who was that?
Gnomish whiskey. I'm not here, you asshole!
What was that? I'm quite sorry. That normally, I would expect. I mean, I would have thought that you would have made it a bit more clearer that you were there. But
Yes, your
I love
fault,
this
bitch.
place. The staff are so full of class.
What can I get for you?
Gnomish whiskey and some chocolate for the dog.
I mean, chocolate is not something that we sell in this type of establishment. It's quite expensive, you see. But yeah, gnomish whiskey it is. And he pours a gnomish whiskey for you. Shall I make it a small?
My friend, you have just talked yourself out of a very generous tip.
The amount of mercenaries
Just the
that are
whiskey.
coming through here. You think your tip big? So,
Hey, I'll show you how big my tip is.
Fuck no.
Oh God.
So yeah. So I will give you your small glass of whiskey, of gnome whiskey.
Thank you. For the insults and my prestige, there would be no charge for that. And I'm just gonna stand down from the stool and just waddle back to the table.
All right. Okay. I will acknowledge what you're doing silently, but with a little bit of a cut eye as he plans his next move.
I'm gonna stand up and walk past Hazel and just kind of tap her on the head. Even though she's a dog, and I'm just gonna be like, "Hungry mutt."
Ooh.
I'm gonna nod.
Just nod. Yeah. Sure.
Very well then.
Sure.
And I want to go up to the bar and ask if they have any food. What are they serving?
Okay. Sure.
Steak.
Chocolate.
Hello there, miss. What can I help you with?
I'm hungry. What's recommended?
Wonderful. Well, I can have our chef make up a quick bread and cheese, and also we have just grilled, well, not grilled meat, more of a kind of stewed meat. There's a big difference.
We want to grill it one day, but at the moment
Yeah.
all we've got is stewing facilities.
Yeah, just stewing. I just want to grill one day.
Only stew. Yeah.
Not that kind of establishment.
No.
It's a
Fancy grill.
stewed.
I will grill one
stewed,
day though.
Yeah.
We grilled it yesterday. It's stewed now.
Yeah. So yeah, we do. We have like a stewed meat, like mutton. We have at the back.
Not much.
Something that you might like.
Yeah, I'll take a bowl of that and some bread. Actually, make it 2 bowls. I've got company
Wonderful.
with some buttered bread.
No
Ooh.
problem at all.
Butter?
That would be well, I mean, I'm sure we probably have butter. I would imagine.
We do, right? I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, that will be 2 silver, please.
I hand him 3 silver, and I'm like, just keep it.
Oh, well, thank you very much, Miss.
You're welcome.
Thank you. And if I'd like to also mention, I mean, I could see
Coming
that
back every now and then.
you're,
so I can't hear you either.
that you're part of quite a
Mic on.
energetic band of mercenaries. I've never seen any of you here before, but I'd like to also just point out the fact that we're quite well known for our missions and our tasks and jobs. And if any of you are looking for any work, of course, please just go and see. There's a board across that wall, and basically there's a board across the wall that's got a few bits of paper on top of that. Should you be looking for some form of...
I'm gonna
Sure.
head on
I'll look
over,
after
hearing
you.
this, to the board and bark at it.
I'm going to immediately stand up after having braided my hair up. After I'd be sort of sat there just looking at everyone, just like, God, you're all so mean. And I'm just going to stand up.
Having
like,
fully
it's
heard
going-
that, being opposite you, I'm just gonna be like, I'm sorry. It seems as everyone's having a bad day. I don't know.
I got
I'm
tripped
going
by
to
a dog.
stand up and fully, as if it was my own idea, I'm just going to be like, yes, we should look at the board. And I'm going to head over there.
She can
You
read.
wanna help?
Like as you walk away, because I haven't gotten up despite the barking. I just like point over. I was like, yeah, she can read that. And I stay where I am.
And at this point, the kind of weirdly kind of hunchback type of dude kind of walks out from the back. He's got a chef hat on, and he's come outside with a couple of bowls of your mutton stew for yourself, Eris. And he kind of awkwardly kind of rattles the bowls as he's trying to get it up on top of the desk because he's like extremely short, and he's. It's kind of just getting up on the lip of the table, and I'm like, come on, man, Eugene, you've done this many times before. Why? Like, he's just rattling, and he gets his bowls and he puts it up there, and he awkwardly looks as Eugene kind of walks away, or stumbles away, and slowly passes those bowls of food over as per your order.
I pick them both up and I'm like, thank you. And then I just take it back and I put both bowls on the table and kind of look over at Hazel, and then I just eat and just leave that bowl closer towards I've forgotten his name already, Aspen,
Oh, you brought me food.
Oh, you brought him food.
for the
Right.
dog actually.
Oh,
That's fine. She'll be back shortly.
She might share it with you, but she's a dog.
You'd be so lucky.
Right now, she is.
fucking hell. Okay. All right. So, does
You
anyone
want to talk?
Just to sort of grasp on like your relationship, are you guys like lovey-dovey in any way, or are you very much just sort of like, yeah, we're together?
I feel like we've been in a relationship for like a short while, long enough that like we're in a relationship, but we're not like newlyweds.
Yeah, a couple of years. I'm gonna pad on over, sniff the food, and then go like round somewhere that's like round the corner. So I assume like somewhere there's like toilets or something that's sort of like around the corridor or something. And I'll disappear around there for a minute.
Max, I
Okay, with
whispered
the
you a
bo- with the-
thing, just as a separate
the
thing
bowl.
when you get to it.
No, I leave the bowl on the table.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Sure. So, what would be a good thing to? Yeah. So I would say, could you roll stuff for me, please? Aspen.
Could I roll deception instead? Because I'm not trying to do it stealthily. I'm not sneaking. I'm very.
Oh, you're
Obviously.
being very obvious about it.
Yeah,
You're being
but
very obvious about
I
it.
look like one of them.
Okay, sure. Go for your deception then, sir.
Okay. Nat 20.
Fucking hell, yeah. I mean, yeah, you confidently just transform or disguise yourself more like as someone who who
It's magic. It's a transform.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. So you 100% transform yourself into looking like one of the people who work within the bar, and start to just casually stand up with confidence of "I'll see you guys in a minute," and then walk over to the bar and start taking a bunch of bottles from bottles of whiskey specifically from the bar and back to the table.
I'm gonna come back to the table with my own food as well. Just put that down and be like, "It's fine. I can get my own." Albie, do you know they've got gnome whiskey here? And I pass him a bottle.
And I'll hold the bottle in one hand and my glass in the other and say, "It's not bad stuff. Albie will drink."
I'll give it a go. And I pass another bottle over to Eris and just say, "Here, Eris, you're less prickly when you've had a few." And I passed it over to her. Ilias,
I'm going to.
I
Oh,
throw a
sorry, go ahead.
shot, like I throw back a shot of it like it's nothing, then just continue eating and just kind of look at him and then just go back to my food.
I put a couple bottles in my backpack, and then we've got still like 3 or 4 bottles on the table. And we're like, "There's enough for Ilya when he returns." I'm uncertain as to how long Hazel's going to stay.
So let's just say that you took 4 bottles.
Okay.
You stored 2 bottles away, and
2 on the table.
And 2 on the table.
I'll pour a drink for Ilya then. I'll just leave it, and I'll be like, he can have that when he comes back.
I'm gonna come back around the corner, but in my human form. So I'm gonna come back round, and I'm sort of gonna be rolling my shoulders as I come around the corner, like sort of half stretching out. And I'm gonna come over. I'm gonna sort of like half shove Aspen along and say, "Oh, you got the drinks in," and then give him a kiss, and then I'm gonna start munching down on my mutton. And while I'm eating, I'm gonna like nod at Eris and say thanks.
I just
Throughout
nod
that time
back
that
and
you
I'm like, no worries.
throughout that time that you traveled from around the corner, where most people remember a dog going around that corner, and then all of a sudden, this beautiful kind of like maiden type of like kind of forest woman comes to the corner
With my staff.
hair, with your staff, wrapped around with kind of like leaves and all that stuff, and like no one was expecting that. Since, as far as everyone was aware, a dog went round that corner.
I've always said you
dog might
suit
still be
leaves
around
more
that
than fur.
Oh, darling. I
And
concur.
then, and as you kind of walk back to the table, a lot of mercenaries are kind of like slowly kind of turning as you walk past, and then just looking at each other like, did that just? I swear. Okay, never mind. And carry on. Yeah.
So, what's on the board?
Oh, who's gone to the board?
Oh yeah.
Me,
Sorry, Ilya. Yeah. Okay,
the pretty
cool.
lady. I mean, man.
So you've gone over to the board, and you're having a look, I'm assuming, for missions or jobs or something, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So you see 3 pieces of paper, bit of parchment that has been stapled in a way or pinned up against this board, you have a look a little bit more closely to see what these are about. So one of the jobs that you see says a rat problem, and it says infestation. I've got an infestation of rats within my home, and I need this to be cleared up by anyone who's willing to do this for me. And you look at that one. Then there's another one that says, please escort me. And it's followed by a message saying, I'm a weapons merchant that would like to travel from here to the Midgar outpost, please. And I need some band of travelers that could help escort me to this location. That's your second one. And your last one is called. It says titled a couple of issues. And it says beneath there saying, I've lost my 10 chickens. Would you please help retrieve my 10 chickens? So you have these 3 chickens.
As I read it, there is like a very visible look of almost disgust on my face, just like, oh. But I'm just gonna grab all 3 pieces of paper and then just walk back to the table.
Okay. Sure.
Which one's offering the most gold?
I'll pop them down, and without even looking, if I just sort of sit down, I'm assuming a drink is just sat in front of me. I'm just gonna grab it and drink it. I'm literally just gonna say nothing. I'm just gonna sit down, drink it, put the piece of paper down.
As he drinks it, I'm gonna lean over to him and just be like, in some fashion, they're diluting gnomes. I'm not really sure how it works, but maybe it's their sweat? I don't know. I show him the front of the bottle that just says, like, gnome whiskey.
I just look down at the look up at the bottle, just almost like confusion and fear, just like,
I tell you, the funny thing about elves and humans is you don't actually have the taste buds taste gnomish whiskey. It's like a pauper eating caviar. You don't know what you're drinking. Just leave the whiskey for Obi, and you drink your rats.
Oh, I see. So
slide the bottle slightly closer to me.
Do the other flavors taste like piss too, or?
Ugh, you would think this tastes like piss with your commoner's tongue. No. Gnomish whiskey tells a story. It has a distinct beginning, a middle, and end.
Yeah, the middle's
for you-
really long.
Did the gnome die at the start?
I mean,
I'm going
I
to
think
take a
all
shot
whiskey
and then
tastes-
pick up the pieces of paper.
Okay. Sure.
I'm going to be
You
like,
wanna-
so I won't read them out like in their full. I'll just be like, this one wants to get rid of her rats. Sounds like that's not a problem, and I'm gonna rip it. And then I'm gonna. This one has lost 10 chickens. Well, animals aren't meant to be caged, and I'm gonna rip that one up. And then we're like, looks like we're traveling to pick our people. And then we're gonna carry on eating my food.
I just sort of look up a bit, like, but I brought the all. Yes, that one. That's what we're doing. That
I'm just
one.
gonna go.
Yeah.
Whoa! Hang on. These rats. How much are they offering to get rid of this woman?
Wrong way round,
so-
darling. The woman wants to get rid of the rats.
I don't understand. That's stupid.
Yeah.
So,
Exactly. The rats were here first.
So to answer your question about how much it was offering, Hazel tries and kind of scrumbles.
I've only written them in half, so like if people did want to pick them up,
Oh,
they
okay,
could. I've
sure,
not like
okay.
shredded it into.
Oh,
like,
okay. Sorry,
just, like,
I had
ripped it,
this-
chucked
I
it,
had this
ripped
She
it,
turns back into a dog and eats
violent-
it.
Yeah.
So you
I considered
you
it.
grab one of the pieces. The rat problem is 1 gold. The couple of issues is 2 gold, and your please escort me from the merchant, weapons merchant, is 10 gold.
Yeah, that one.
Escort it is.
Does the rat
Does he need
problem
us?
say where it
Go
is?
now.
So both of them, the couple of issues and the rat problem are within the city.
Do I know like the location of the rat problem one from the tavern? we're in?
No, because you're not familiar with the city fully.
Okay.
So you're not aware as to where it
I'm
could
gonna be
be.
mumbling and being like, if anything, we should get rid of the woman. I mean, she doesn't clearly appreciate the
Well,
wonders
that's
of
that's
nature.
what I'm thinking. If it
Well,
seems
exactly. Maybe we should go get the other woman's chickens and then put the chickens in the house, and then she'll leave.
that potentially
Bloody
we're
hypocrite, Hazel. You're eating mutton. Where do you think that fucking mutton came from?
That's
It's
a good damn
survival.
point.
Yeah.
nature
Hang on.
isn't about all animals surviving, Eris. That is your real name. There's a way of things, and it seems that these rats have carved their own path, and this woman is in their way. I don't know if it's potentially the job that you all want to take on, but if we happen to pass this home, I would be grateful if you gave me 10 minutes with this house.
Obi is concerned that the rats will not pay us.
I can pay you. I'll pay you the same as what the rats are offering.
1 gold piece.
To let him
Split
go into the
5
house
ways.
for 10 minutes. That's a wonderful deal.
Okay.
Aspen, I cut you a deal. You take care of the rat/woman problem, and now I'll be able to take care of the gold people. We have a deal.
Very well. And I shake your hand.
Then you have my vote.
Okay.
I'm not suggesting that we simply end our endeavors in whatever this godforsaken town's called, but perhaps we could start there and earn several friends along the way if there are as many rats as
Damarel.
this woman. I haven't forgotten the name. I've got it written down in front of me. It's just what I'm like.
Okay, sure. So as you all are discussing the missions, these, in my opinion, incredibly cliche missions, you kind of weirdly notice. In fact, actually, everyone roll perception for me, please.
I just checked my spells and I do have suggestion, and I didn't realize that I took that, and I'm so glad I did.
Perception, yeah?
Perception.
Perception, please.
I'm pretty sure my perception's awful. It is.
Mine is fantastic.
17.
Damn. Okay.
Oh!
That one. I'm so great at this. Roll.
I mean, to be fair, it's fantastic.
I'm about to see all the
You
things.
know what? You know what though? It's a shame because Hazel, your modifier is really good. Obviously.
That's what I meant.
It's the highest
yeah,
modifier.
absolutely. Okay, so I'm gonna obviously say that Ilya notices first, followed by Aspen. That this kind of somewhat shady-looking fella starts to kind of seem like he's purposely walking towards your table. At this point, you haven't fully seen him, but you can see that he is, kind of well dressed. Looks like he's got a little bit of money behind him, but not kind of to any type of noble status or any type of like that. And he started walking towards you.
I'm gonna let Ilya respond first, given that his roll was so much higher than mine.
I'm just gonna sort of like shoot a look over towards Aspen, like seeing that he's also noticed this guy, and just sort of look up and be like, "What do you want?"
It's like, excuse me, but I could only overhear just slightly that you were all talking about dealing, looking for a form of mission or a form of work.
Yes, there seems to be some sort of epidemic. Women are caging rats in their basements and not letting them live their lives.
And trying to cage chickens.
And
What
we
kind
did
of place
pay
are
for this
you-
whiskey.
I look back at Albie like, dude.
I love that.
I look back at the guy.
As he says that, I'm just sort of like looking quite suspicious, drinking it as well, just like what?
Well, I mean, speaking about your, the rat problem. I mean, rats are considered to be vermin. I thought you might want to know that.
Yes, I understand that's a viewpoint that some of you city folk share.
I think the vermin are humans.
I mean, that's a bit judgmental, mate.
Oh, I mean, well, I haven't come here to speak to you about rats. Okay.
Good.
So
Why? How many chickens have you got caged?
Well, I mean, I'm sure our kitchen has got maybe, 30 to 40 chickens caged.
I look back at
Where do you live?
Hazel. Yeah, she says this. I just go, yes. Where do you live?
Well, I mean, that's aside the point. Let me formally introduce myself, please. My name is Gilf. No, sorry, that's not Gilf.
I disagree, Gilf, but I'll call you that if you
Oh my
prefer.
That's your name now.
My name is Glyph.
I doubt it, Glyph.
My name is Glyph. Gilf, my name is Glyph. Glyph Sturkin. I'm the curator and also servant of the Baron Drachma. You may have heard.
No.
Yes.
Okay.
Baron?
Some fat
no,
bloke
no,
runs
yes.
things.
Done the thing. Yeah, that what he
Yeah.
said.
So I have been sent to
Gilf, I'm sorry to cut you off, but it seems that you're looking to potentially engage in a conversation for quite some time, and I will have to say that we charge a fee of everything that you have on you. So if you wouldn't mind paying us what's in your gold pouch now to continue this conversation, it seems that would be within your interest. And I Jedi mind trick him and cast suggestion.
Oh shit! Okay. Do you not need to?
He needs to roll.
He needs to roll for that, right?
Yeah, and I believe it's a whiz save, but I'm checking.
Was that GIF? Gilf?
Gilf.
Glyph? Gilf. It is actually.
It's a wisdom save.
Yes. One moment. It is. Glyph.
Oh, you're giving me the name. I already wrote it down.
Sorry. You what? Sorry. What was that?
So make a wisdom save.
Wisdom save.
Wisdom save.
Yeah. The idea being that if he fails, he needs to pay me everything in his gold pouch for the luxury of talking to us for an extended period of time.
Yeah. Sure.
Roll low, Max.
It is 10.
Yeah, 15.
15. Oh shit. Okay. Well. Well, of course. Please.
It's fine, Glyph. You're clearly an admirable fellow. We're not looking to waste your time any more than you're looking to waste ours. I'll take the
That's
payment.
40
Yeah,
chickens.
Sure. So he gives you his pouch as you suggested. And
How much is in it?
It's got 20 gold in there.
I'll take it. I only had 3, so.
Yeah, sure.
As he passes me the gold pouch, I'm going to take it and like slap him on the back and just be like, Gilf, you're a good man. Take a seat with us, and I'll motion for him to sit down and tell us whatever he's going to tell us.
Thank you. I mean, I'd like to just correct the fact that my name is Glyph, not Gilf.
I'm pretty sure you introduced yourself as Gilf Sturkin. Is that?
Obi also heard Gilf.
You see, it's not just me, Gilf.
Shit, boy. So yes, I was gonna say something, but I'm gonna leave it.
Let's speak up. Come on.
So as mentioned, I'm the curator and servant to the Baron Drachma. And he has requested that yourselves would come and give him audience at his home. For he does have a mission or a form of task that he'd like to offer yourself. Is that something that you'd be interested in?
I just immediately go, yes.
Hold on. Does it pay more than 1 gold?
Well, in relation to the reward, so I mean, I wouldn't be able to confirm that amount, I'm afraid. I can only extend the invite from the Baron himself, and it's down to him to offer you that.
It's better than rats, yeah.
Gilf.
The rats guarantee us 1 gold.
Gilf, there's an abode, if you will, on quite possibly on the way to this Baron house, wherever it may be. It seems to be stricken with women that have delusions of grandeur in relation to their place in the world. Is it potentially on the way to the Baron's home, and could you guide us to it as we continue on with you to accept this side quest that you're offering us?
I'm not quite sure what it was you asked me, sir. But
Well, read this, Gilf, and I'll show him the posting for the job about the rats.
In 2
Okay.
halves.
Yeah, I hold the halves like this so that they're like close enough together.
oh, in
I was
two
like,
halves.
do you know roughly where this might be?
I mean, it's
As you're showing it to him, I'm gonna cast Druidcraft and just have little puffs of smoke to make wind to make the piece of paper flutter, so it's harder for him to read.
oh, like,
Pay attention,
okay,
Gilf. It's an important matter.
I'm not. I mean, that's been up for quite a few weeks. I'd like to say. There is a chance that
Rats do breed
could
quickly.
be resolved. But from what I could gather, I believe this is from the older butcher's lady that lives fairly close to the outskirts of the city, just not too far. It is in the opposite direction of where we are going, though, and I wouldn't want us to.
What time of day is it?
It is now around 2 o'clock, about 2 o'clock, 2-3. I wouldn't want us to keep the Baron waiting, of course. I mean, he is quite impatient.
It's cool. We'll just run and I'll shoot the rats and we'll be gone.
Ilya,
It's entirely your call.
I feel like perhaps we need to have a chat, my friend.
About what? And I just take another sip of my drink.
Well, you see, the rats are the ones paying the gold. They have a woman in their home. She's bothering them. We need to deal with
I
her.
just grab a piece of paper and I read it like, wait, really?
She is most definitely the problem.
Yeah. Okay. So what would you like to do? Would you like to go to the rat problem, or do you want to go? Which is entirely up to you.
I suppose we could always deal with the rats when we leave.
They could grow to such a level. Who knows?
They do breed quickly.
They do.
I don't like it, Gilf, but it seems that we are at your mercy at the moment.
Well,
Let's see what this Baron has to say.
Oh, well, thank you very much. I'm basically Actually, I'll just do it in character. So just so you're aware, the Baron's home. I mean, I'd like to escort you myself, but you're welcome to as long to make your way there yourself. It's entirely your choice. But as long as you make it there within the hour, I would say it's located north of the city. Just as soon as you leave and you want to make a right, and you'll know exactly where. You'll make your way to the center square, and it'll be north of the center square to the large home with a dome on the top of the building.
So what you're saying is, Gilf, is that we do, in fact, have time to deal with the rat problem before we
You have
head on to...
1 hour to do as you please, but I'm letting you know that you have until 4 o'clock to.
Very well, I will meet you all at this Baron's home. I'm going to step up and leave.
So I would say the Baron's home is probably around, to be honest, about 40 minutes, 30 minutes to 40 minutes. It's not too big of a deal, but you are trekking up, towards kind of like an upper hill, etc., towards his home.
Okay.
I've already left to go deal with the rats. I'll meet you all at the domed house.
Okay. Anyone else want to do anything?
I just keep drinking. I'm like, I don't care about the rats really.
Okay. So only Aspen wants to do the rat.
I turn to Ilya and I pick up the 2 halves of the chicken one, and I'm like, would this interest you?
No.
No? Well then, you should leave it back on the board, really.
Can I turn to Gilf and just
She
say...
obviously doesn't deserve to have the chickens if she can't even keep them well. They're better off free.
They could be in danger, so it is safer for, domesticated stock to stay within the walls, but if they go free, they'll be eaten by wolves and the like.
I just sort of grab the paper.
You have a
And
fair and wise point.
I get a mug that Aspen probably left there, and I just put the paper in the water to essentially just fuck it up.
Okay. So Aspen's already up and gone, and he's left.
I left the paper though. He can take the posting for the chicken job.
He is already up and gone. He is fully committed to this rat issue. I mean, this human issue. Clearly, he is fully committed, and he's already gone.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm just saying, if there's some sort of mug or something that he left with whatever drink in, I'll just slide that across, grab the note, and just put it in there. and then
Yeah.
squish it about to just
Sure.
destroy it.
A little passive aggression, of course.
What were you saying, Albie?
Gilf, I have a friend, an associate of mine, not as well esteemed as myself, a roguish type, but he lost his forgery kit, and do you know if there are any shops around here that may sell items dubious in nature? I want to get it for his birthday. You see.
Was that forgery?
You don't have
said?
any friends.
Forgery, quills, ink. Did I say forgery? I meant calligraphy. Quills and inks and wax and that shit.
Okay, so you said it was calligraphy. You said, yeah.
Yes. He's a rogue that likes calligraphy.
I'd like to do a crime.
Okay, sure. There are some locations within the city, of course, that you can go to. I mean, sorry, there are locations within the city that you can travel to, of course. So you're looking for a calligraphy store, was it?
Yes.
Yeah, you can go to the. Ironically, it's called the Second Gnome.
It must be fate. Maybe they give me a discount.
Well, yeah, you could surely try, of course.
You might be the third now.
Yeah,
On an unrelated note, it's my little girl's birthday coming up, and I need to get her some makeup and a wig and various fabrics. Do you know of any shops?
You don't have a daughter.
Shut up, dog.
do
Or I might bite.
do I strike you as someone who might be, partake in makeup and gowns of what you?
Yes.
Yes, you absolutely do. In fact,
I'm
had I
gonna-
not even seen you and just heard you through a wall, that would be the very first thing I'd assume about your character.
I'm gonna tap my staff on the floor, and as I do, generate a flower in his hair.
Fucking hell. Whose hair? His hair? Or
Yours.
my
Yeah.
hair? Or my hair?
Yeah, yours.
You think?
Gilfs.
Well, I don't know what you mean, but I'm sure there's places out there that you could find. I mean, we have every type of store here, of course, but try going into the city center, and the central section will show all the stores available to you.
Gilf, I don't have time to check every store. Just give me the name of the store.
Uh,
He doesn't buy wigs.
He
Albie.
clearly does.
Listen. He has no hair.
You put a flower in his
Call
hair.
it- I have a.
Ah, that's true.
apparently.
That's true.
It's you could go to the shop called the Go Figure, and they will have it's kind of like a fashion store, or they have
Tailors.
makeup, all that jazz, yeah. And
Gilf, you have been exemplary, and I cannot thank you enough for having this conversation with me for 1 minute and 10 seconds. And now I'm gonna just scuttle out the door.
taking many more steps than everyone else. Sure. Okay.
Oh, I've flung the whiskey into my belt, by the way, and thrown my cape over it. We've all done it.
Cool. Well, if nobody else has got any questions, I'm going to make my way back to the Baron's home. I shall see you all hopefully within the next hour or so. And he leaves.
As he sort of leaves the door, I don't really see much else for me to do. I just sort of stand up and like, all right, let's go. And I just take the mug with me, and I'm just sipping it on the way out the door.
Okay. Cool.
Who really has the need to cage 40 chickens in their kitchen? I don't trust him.
Ilya, the mug.
Huh?
You're a mug.
Your mug.
What mug?
Put the mug down. Finish it.
Oh.
You'll get in
okay.
trouble again.
And I'll just put it down on the
Okay.
bar and then go out the door.
Fantastic. So, you all leave. I'm assuming you're all leaving. Am I right in thinking that?
Yep.
I would
Yeah.
immediately get out the door and then look.
So
behind me
everyone
to make
is
sure
making their
everyone
way outside. So, so you are then greeted with the
Ooh.
image of this city. The city being named again as Demerel, and basically they are a trade city, as you know. It's still kind of within construction. What you see in front of you here is an image of like the city center. You know, there's a clock tower within the middle, and you know, loads of stores and merchants, etc. In the background, and in the distance, far away to the north of the city center, you see the image of a large, well-built, overly, you know, kind of done home, like the person's trying to compensate for something. You know, with the large dome in the distance, and I
Very
think
fancy.
it's easy for everyone to kind of, you know, realize at that point that that is where the home that you'll be looking to go to shortly or at some point. But you're free to do as you please for the minute. I'm just gonna go Lou while you guys do your
No
thing.
wise.
Right, I shoot every single townsperson.
No. Just no.
It's cool. I'm not a mass murderer yet.
Guards
I,
descend on Ilya and slay him in the town
Has
square.
Max still got his headphones in, or
I'll
can
wreck
he not
body
hear us?
count.
No,
3.
Okay, cool.
3. They were all babies. I mean,
What did I miss as I got a drink? You guys have gone
Baby
to
murder.
baby murder. I almost left the tavern with a mug. We debated whether or not to do the chicken thing. Oh, that was before you left.
Did you leave with the man? With Gil?
No, he
He
waffled
left.
a bit more. We teased him a little and he left.
Yeah.
So you guys are going to the Baron's house in your
I
own
think
time?
we're actually heading more to the main square where the shops are because Albie
Yeah.
wants to buy gifts for his
I
entire
caught all of
family.
that. Yeah,
I left without you guys. You're not with me.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I would sort of just head immediately towards the dome and assume that people are following me. I'll look around every like couple of seconds or something just to make sure everyone is.
So Albie's going by himself to his locations.
Yeah, you and me are solo, and everyone else is together. So if you guys want to banter a bit,
Yeah, I'm following Hazel.
I am striding with confidence, but have no clue where I'm going.
Okay.
Where was
Maximum.
your other half going again?
Maximum, do I know what the
Yes.
Baron
He
looks
was
like?
going to help the rats.
No.
I don't know what the Baron looks like.
No.
But I know
don't
what
think
Gilf looks like.
so. You know what I look like, yeah.
So when I reach this woman's home, I'd like to appear as Gilf, which I can do.
Consistency.
Gilf, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm going to get there and knock on the door to this woman's house. Presumably, I've had to ask some people along the way to try and find the woman that has the rat problem.
Yes, yeah. So you've found a location.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I knock on the door, and I currently look like Glyph Sturken.
Okay, sure. It's like, oh, Glyph, what brings you to
Yes. As you know, I represent the Baron. Disguise self does not change your voice, so I'm just trying to do Gilf's voice.
yeah. Yes.
Yes, your home. It's my understanding is that it's terribly stricken with rodents. Is that not correct?
Oh, you're replying to my message about the rats, are you?
That's correct. Unfortunately, your house.
I mean, I wouldn't have expected yourself, Glyph, to come and help me with this problem. I mean,
No, well, it's become a matter of state. we've had to have your house condemned, and unfortunately, you'll not be able to live here anymore. We can pay you a small stipend so that you can rehome yourself and the like. But unfortunately, as to prevent any sort of plague, you understand, you'll need to leave now.
Okay. So the person you were speaking to is Minerva, is her name. That's as far as much information you will get in regards to her. She's just an old woman. She's very kind of like fragile, and the standard cliche type of old woman, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like, so, condemned, you say? Like,
Condemned, yes. It's terribly overrun with rodents, and the plague that they bring is quite an issue. We're going to have to shut your home down entirely for, the foreseeable future. So you'll have to rehome yourself. Here is a stipend from the Baron himself, and I give her 10 gold.
mm-hmm. You give me 10.
I give Minerva 10 gold, yeah. And I say, this is to assist in rehoming yourself. We understand that losing your home in this fashion is quite difficult. It seems that wherever the rats have come from, they've perhaps broken through the ground or the sewage in some fashion, and I'll step past her at this point and go into her house.
Like, you need to, if you could roll for me, deception, please.
Okay.
Although you look like him.
Do I get any sort of advantage because I look like him?
Yeah, I'll say you
Sweet.
got an advantage.
26.
Oh damn. Okay. Yeah. Well, I think she has no choice, but to accept the fact that you look very much like him. Although she does feel that this is quite out of the ordinary. And she does question you. It's like
Minerva, things have gotten much worse than the posting suggested, and I stepped down the stairs past, like, hopefully out of sight, but it doesn't necessarily have to be out of sight, towards the basement where the rats hopefully are, and I'm going to cast plant growth to... It's ridiculous plant growth. It's like 100 feet wide. So I'm just going to condense all of the plant growth, like I did at the outpost, into the basement, up through her house and everything, so that the whole place is sort of reclaimed by nature to some degree. I'm going to turn back to Minerva and just say, I'm not sure what you've done here, Minerva, but certainly you cannot live here anymore. This place has been condemned and needs to be shut down immediately.
Like Minerva is absolutely shocked at this point because all of this is happening way too quickly, and she doesn't know how to deal with this situation.
It's a difficult situation. That's why we've given you the gold, so that you can go and rehome yourself at once, as per the Baron's orders.
I mean, forgive me for saying Glyph, but I was under the impression that we're quite a civilized city, and the Baron used to my knowledge, issue a form of some sort of notice of condemning of a home, and you haven't done any of this.
Certainly, you can surely see that the issue is far more urgent than that. And
giving me 10 gold, and then all of a sudden these plants come from out of the ground. You're telling me I have to leave?
I think that perhaps my presence here has only brought light on the issue that you are clearly lying about in terms of its severity. Certainly, I won't look to take this further in any sort of legal matter with the Baron. But if you leave now and simply leave this home to be condemned as it is, and it's the rat's home now, then you can go about your day and begin your new life, Minerva. I'm certain that the 10 gold will buy you board for a short period, and you can come to your feet in the meantime. I would not go back inside this home. It is probably going to kill you if you stay here any longer. Certainly, something will.
Roll persuasion.
Okay. Oh, good. That's the same as deception. 24.
Oh my god.
I'm a charismatic motherfucker, bitch.
It's like, well, I mean, this is quite, out of the ordinary, of course, but, I mean, you...
Well, if you wish to be surrounded by plants and overgrown to a point that the rats eat your corpse, that's entirely your preference.
Would you let me finish, please? Would you let me finish? I mean, this is quite out of the ordinary, but I mean, but of course, I feel that what you are saying, it might be the best thing, of course. So she accepts your 10 gold and grabs a little kind of like some sort of bag and will I be allowed to collect mice? I mean, and move it from this home to the other?
No, Minerva, we will be treating any sort of re-entry into this abode, as a affront to the state. The home has been condemned. Returning here would be ill-advised.
So, all of my stuff is... I have to...
I've seen the home. What is not currently beyond disrepair is barely worth more than the money I've given you.
Well, oh my, like she kind of she walks off like in a huff and a puff and a mumble.
We do this for your safety. The Baron only wishes his citizens to be okay. She's out of earshot. I'm going back to the main square.
At this point, shit. Hang on, Aspen is making his way back to the square, realizing that he spent 10 gold and got nothing. He didn't get a reward for what he had done.
I didn't do it for the reward.
You spent the money.
Technically, I owe Albie a gold. This is costly.
Yeah, so you spent 10 gold to
Don't even get
convince
it.
me to leave.
Hey, I came in with 3. I'm still up.
Yeah, fair enough. So that's
It's the rat's home now.
mission that I didn't think was going to be accepted in any shape or form has been complete. Mission complete.
Sweet. That's extra XP for me, you guys. I'm counting that.
All right. Yeah, sure. So go back to the rest of the group. Obviously, you're now in the Market Square, Middle Square, City Central. What does anyone want to do? Does anyone want to do anything?
Which of the 2 shops that you named can I see? Which one's closer?
They are. Bear with me. I wrote them down.
The
So we're talking about the second gnome and the go figure. So the second gnome is literally you're sitting in the city center. So let me just try and draw it out a little bit so you can is that let me cool. So it's just like a huge city center, right? A circle, and here in the middle is where the clock tower section is, and you've got a bunch of shops and all that.
You're aware that you've drawn a boob, right?
That looks like a boob.
You're basically on your way to the nipple. What the fuck?
So you've got it's just kind of like an alley, kind of like a huge walkway in the middle here, with another section around the edges here. Obviously, this is going north. Then you've got your south, your east, and your west, and then it kind of branches off into like separate. And I was looking like an eyeball with eyelashes. It kind of branches off with alleyways, etc. You are all located. Sorry if you cannot see, but you are all located literally here.
Oh, yeah.
And I would say that what you can see in front of you is, and that was not intentional, guys, by the way. The second gnome is located to your right here. Left, sorry, pardon me. And you can see the go figure is a little bit up in this direction. Yeah.
Okay, to the second gnome, if you will.
So the second gnome.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay.
Is that the closer one?
Tis the closer one. Cool. So you enter the second gnome. Does anyone else want to do anything else or come along or whatever?
I was just heading straight to the dome.
Yeah,
Straight
we're
to
heading
the
to the
dome.
dome.
Also,
Yeah,
just
right,
as
so
a side thing before I bow out whilst everyone does their own thing, if my journey from this point to the dome / the conversation after the dome happens to be an hour long and I can short rest in that time, that would be great.
Okay. Cool. So you've gone over to the second gnome, and you're greeted by another man, or another gnome, more like, and it's like, oh, like, hello there, sir. Like, I haven't seen a gnome in quite some time. What can I get you?
Can I kind of give him like an ocular pat down, and just kind of get a feel for a bit about who he is, or his age maybe, or his.
Yeah, sure. He is. His name is Tyrion. Tyrion.
Lannister?
The gnome.
Tyrion the gnome. His name is Tyrion the gnome, and he literally. It seems like quite. Seems like kind of later age gnome. Probably within the ages of around 45 to 50. Definitely seems like he has traveled somewhat. I mean, you look around the room, you can see quite a lot of just
Trophy.
trinkets and trophies, etc. Just around. And he's well, again, he's fairly short, so he's about 3 foot odd. Black hair, black eye, well, kind of darkish brown to almost black eyes, and just the standard type of get up you would expect, but kind of like a red kind of overall type of tunic type of wearing.
Okay.
And that's it.
Excellent. I'm gonna stride in confidently and gonna do my very best. Josh, I hate you because you stole my play. I'm gonna do my very best Glyph Sturkin impression. Oh, hello! Fine establishment you have here. It's been quite a while since I've seen another gnome as well. Fate must have brought us together. I'm gonna just pop up next to the counter, which I'm assuming is very low because he is.
Okay. Yeah, it's very low. It's like, yes, it has been quite some time since I've seen any type of gnome. You sound. And he stops as he mentions how you sound, and you do sound fairly similar to Gilf. But roll performance.
No, Glyph. Gilf is what we call him. His real
Gilf.
name's Glyph.
You guys have got me saying Gilf now. Roll performance for me, please.
I just want to confirm
14.
here, Albie. Are you look like you in this moment,
Yeah.
but you sound like
So you just
Glyph.
sound like.
Yeah, I don't have disguise on.
Yeah. So he just sounds. He takes people's personalities, doesn't it? Or like their not personalities, but.
But this
yeah,
this
maybe
gnomish
mannerisms.
vendor surely knows what Glyph looks like.
I'm not saying I am Glyph. I'm just.
You just
speaking
sound like Glyph. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. Cool. So 14. Yeah. I mean, you perform the voice of Glyph fairly confidently. Yeah, I would say. There are a few kind of tinges here and there where it's a bit questionable. But at the end of the day, he doesn't know you. He just thinks that you sound fairly similar to Glyph.
Yes, well, I suppose that's quite in keeping with those with the noble upbringing, isn't it? My name is Bliff, and I work for Marcus Drachma, the estranged cousin of the Baron. As you've no doubt heard, he's come to town for the next 3 days. Darndest thing, he's forgot his quill.
I mean, I've never heard of anyone named Bliff, nor the I never knew that the cousin had a Baron. I mean, the Baron has a cousin.
Well, I couldn't assume you'd heard of me, but surely you must have heard of Marcus Drachma.
No. Roll deception. Because I don't know who this person is. Roll deception.
Deception, yeah?
Yes, please.
28.
Fucking hell, man! You guys, we do high ass rolls. I mean, I may have. I mean, yes. He does have a cousin, doesn't he? Yes. You are.
Of course.
Of course, I remember the cousin. I mean, I'm sure he visited about maybe 2 months ago. I'm certain of it. I served him.
Yep.
He was a customer of mine.
Excellent. And he remembered you, and here's the darndest. He told me as we arrived into town. He said, "Bliff, I've made a terrible blunder. I've left my quills back home, and well, I
no.
can't attend this meeting without them. So
Continue with the
be
B
a dear and
words.
run down to the second gnome, and you'll get on well with him because he's a gnome and you're a gnome." And I thought that was a little racist, but I'm not going to say anything. And he said, "Just see if you can get some quills and some inks and some wax very, very quickly because the meeting is due to start in half an hour." I thought, well, I wouldn't want to disappoint the master. I best hurry down to the second gnome and see what's what. So, what do you say? Do you think we could maybe just have a few writing supplies for the day?
Roll persuasion.
Same modifier.
Everybody else will know Bliff from his
21.
role in Back to the Future.
Yeah.
Uh.
Sure. Okay. I mean, yes. Yeah. Of course. Anything for the Bliff and the cousin of of course. Yes. And he kind of fumbles around, and kind of you hear the sounds of kind of like glasses and bottles and stuff like that kind of jingling around, and you hear the sound of what sounds like pencils, but kind of as he grabs the material that you need and places it onto the counter in front of you. He said, "Well, of course, I have a business to run, of course. I would say, for yourself, all of this material would be probably around maybe 2 silver."
2 silver? Okay. And I'm gonna...
We can live with this.
It's no gold. We rather thought that you would, in lieu of serving the royal family, we thought that maybe you would, perchance, give it to us on the house, as it were, so we can spread your good name. But you have been more than honourable. 2 silver it is. I'm going to slide the 2 pieces.
Well, I thank you very much for your custom, of course, but respectfully, of course, I have a business to run so I think I appreciate your custom nonetheless.
And we appreciate your good nature, sir. I didn't catch your name.
Stiff.
His name is Tyrion. His name is Tyrion.
Oh yeah, you did catch his name.
Yeah.
And
I wrote it down.
Have you run the shop long, Tyrion?
Oh well, I think I've been here for maybe 10 to 15 years, I'd say. It could be less, could be more. Who knows anymore?
Right around the
I know there's a clock outside of, but I don't pay attention.
That's quite all right. Well, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. About a minute by my count. I must be off. I will pass on the good deed, and yes. No doubt Baron Drachma will speak very highly of you and bring you in lots of business in the future as well.
Thank you. And it's a pleasure to see another gnome. Thank you.
It truly is. And I'm just gonna kind of walk out there very pompously and nobly with my box of quills and books. And then as I sort of turn around the corner, okay, that's one. Now, can I now toddle over to?
Can you make it in an hour and back to the dome?
That was a short interaction.
So that was probably around, I'd say about 20 minutes, and bearing in mind that it's about 40 minutes to go up to the house.
It's sort of past there, right? If we're going north to the dome.
It is past there. It is past there, but I don't know how long it may take. But the Baron is expecting you in 40 minutes from now, and
Okay.
it will who knows what
You've got little legs.
You have got little legs, so you might need to jump a ride.
So what? It takes 40 minutes to walk there, and we've got 40 minutes.
You've got 40 minutes left. It was about 20 minutes in that shop. Because you were buffed so well, it will be about 40 minutes for you to get to the house.
Which means you'll be late if you go, because you've got to get back as well.
Yeah, if you go to the shop now, you will be late.
Okay, well, I guess I'm gonna have to be late. I'm gonna.
Well,
I need this face paint, but I'm gonna do this very, very quickly.
I need this face paint.
So I'm going to
Cool.
take my quill set
Yep.
and the wax, and I'm going to write a very official looking document using forgery.
Okay.
And it's a
Forgery kits have 10 uses before they've been used at all. All kits have 10 uses before they've been used at all, before you have to buy another one.
Okay, is there a role involved when it comes to trying to forge something like that? Would you not say
It's likely just a d20 plus proficiency because he's using the kit and he's proficient in the kit, I assume. So we would roll it the same as we roll cooking or jewelry or enchanting, rather, not jewel crafting. So probably a d20 plus proficiency.
That's how we roll jewelry.
Okay.
That's how we roll enchanting and jewel crafting is
shit.
an element of that.
Alright.
Let's roll that proficiency.
Sure.
Wow, my proficiency
So-
really carried that.
But a nat one's a nat one.
And that one is that one. So you were trying to what? Sorry, was it? You were trying to
Write an official document for the Baron, a letter from the Baron.
From or for?
From.
Okay.
So write an official document from the Baron.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think he was going to use it to get the rest of his stuff.
No
Yeah,
shit.
So yeah. So basically, everything you write is just a bunch of. You could be clearly seen that whatever you put on that paper is not
Blatantly
official.
forged.
It is blatantly forged. Blatantly.
Alright, I
Yeah,
was saying, must be having an off day. Okay, to the palace. And then I'm just abandoned.
Everyone else has made their way to the palace, or I say palace. It's not palace. It's just a
House.
mansion.
Domed building.
Yeah, I was very heavily just like striding up there. Just like,
Okay.
yes, let's go.
Cool. So are you on your own at this point?
I thought the remaining three of us were
Yeah.
together, but I might be wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
we all went up there together, but he was ahead of us.
Did
because
I-
he was charging so enthusiastically?
Did I
I
leave?
look
Eris-
behind myself like every 2 seconds, just like, you coming? Yeah, cool, yeah.
Did I leave early enough from the tavern to be close to rejoining the group now?
No,
Okay.
I would say not. I would say you're probably around. You're probably around 10
Must be
minutes
like 10 minutes
behind.
behind me. Yeah, that's
yeah,
fine.
but I would say about 10 minutes behind.
Makes
or
sense.
So
I'm
Eris.
sort of going to be like humming to myself as we're walking along, and then I'm going to do Druidcraft. And one of the things that Druidcraft can do is you can predict what the weather's going to be like within the next 24 hours.
Okay.
And like it represents in a little like sensory effect in your hand, so like a little thundercloud or a little like beam of light or something. So I'm just going to be like humming to myself and doing that to try and find out what the weather's going to be like tomorrow.
Is that something that you can tell the rest of people? Yeah, you know what it is, and you'd let people know, or
Yeah, no, I'm not like hiding it in any way. It's something
Okay.
I would do quite regularly. It's just
Sure.
a cantrip.
sure. So Eris, Hazel, and
Ilya.
Ilya, thank you.
It's not Taran, it's not Lael, it's not Elfast.
Okay, yeah,
It's none of
thank
the
you.
other
So,
ones.
yeah, all three of you arrive at a large staircase that's leading up towards this this huge structure that looks, it's a beautiful mansion. It's got a huge courtyard out the front, and then following this courtyard, you also then see the main structure of the building with this dome placed upon the top. It looks grand. Like this person's home, they literally have. They literally have. This person obviously has forked out. This guy has got dollar.
This guy is mint.
This guy is minted, and you've just approached the bottom of the staircase that leads up to the home. What do you-
Okey-doke. So I'm going to turn around to. I was going to say Leah, but I remembered you've changed your name. Eris, and just be like, so. Should we wait here for the others?
I think if anything, we should head on. I doubt they'd wait for us. They'd probably head straight there.
I'm just still walking.
Go turn my light on.
It was all a dream.
Well, we've still got like a good 10-15 minutes before we're due. So why don't we just wait the 10 minutes? And then if no one's here, 10-15 minutes, if no one's here, then we'll go in without them. We don't want to be late, but we're early currently.
Sure, that's fine by me.
Sure. So you guys want to wait for 10 minutes. 10 minutes comes, and Albie appears. He appears quite out of breath. leading up towards location. That's all you can see at this moment. Just Albie.
Hey, Albie.
I made it.
Did you get what you wanted?
Yes, yes. Albie is pleased with Albie's work.
Okay. Have you seen Aspen?
Ooh,
My God.
Aspen?
you all look the same to me.
The one who got you your alcohol in the bar?
Yes. No.
Do you think he'll be nearby, or did he say anything to you?
I didn't leave with him. He left before us. He didn't say a word. He went to go deal with some rat.
So it's at this point
Then I guess do
that
it.
you start to hear the footsteps of someone that you're not quite sure who yet, but you can hear footsteps. And it happens to be the footsteps of Aspen approaching.
I just rejoined the group. I kind of put my arm around Hazel, leaning close to her, and I just say, "She's gone. It's the rat's home now."
So the rats are not dead?
Oh,
Oh, we don't
balance.
kill
Balance has been maintained.
at all.
Eris,
Did you kill her?
don't worry about it. The woman at the house?
Yeah.
No, she was quite understanding. She left of her own accord. Everything was dealt with in an amicable manner.
So you gave her house to a flock of rats, is what you're telling me?
As he says, like, she was
They're
quite
not birds.
poor and left of her own accord, I
Flock
want to
is
see
used
if
for
he's
birds.
actually telling the truth.
As I say what, sorry?
As you mentioned the fact of, like, yeah, no, she's quite amicable. Like, she left of her own accord. It's fine. I want to just see if you're telling the truth.
Okay.
I'll have you
maximum.
know that a group
Roll
of rats
insight.
is called Mischief.
Roll insight.
Did you kill the gaggle of rats?
I guess I
Oh,
should roll
yeah,
deception, because technically I'm lying. She didn't leave of her own accord. I'll roll deception.
Yeah, you roll deception.
It seems like I'm not being entirely
Yeah,
forthcoming.
you are not being fully. Yeah, you're not being fully truthful in what you're saying. Ilya, you definitely sense that hint of this guy is chatting shit to you.
I'm just going to sort of lean over towards Eris. I'm just going to be like, I think he killed her.
We're in fucking trouble. Goodness sake.
Can I hear you guys, or are you like trying to be quiet enough that I can't hear you? My passive perception is nothing, so if you're trying to keep it, I can't hear it.
I'm fully sort of whispering it.
Okay,
but
I don't think I
almost-
can hear.
I would say attempting to make it loud enough for the small one to hear, but probably not because he's quite far down.
I'm going to put my arms around him sideways and be like, well done.
Yes. Willow, there was the matter of the gold coin.
Yes, certainly. You assisted at least with distracting the rest of them, and I give Albie a gold coin.
Yes!
One gold coin.
Deal's a deal, my good friend. That's probably worth 2 for somebody of your stature.
Yeah. I just spent 2 silver, and I cannot stand being down like this. 1 gold is good.
Well, I hope that it assists in the various ventures that you're on. I really have no clue what you're up to at the moment.
Let's keep it that way.
And as this conversation is
I left
taking
before
place,
he went to do anything.
you hear another set of footsteps coming down the staircase. It's I was about to say Gilf. You see that it's Glyph standing at the kind of midpoint of the staircase. One foot slightly on the next step while he's got his other foot raised above and on his side.
Can I walk up to him?
No.
You walk up to him.
Yeah, I walk up to him, I go to shake his hand, and I just go, Gilf, you've done some good work this day. By the way, I looked into an issue on the outskirts of town. It seems that Minerva's going to be looking for some new accommodation. Her home is quite fraught, but certainly I would say that people should stay out of that place for a while. I think that she's requested everyone leave her alone. She's going to spend some time looking for, like, a summer home, possibly still within the city. No reason to investigate it further. Do we have an agreement?
Oh. I mean, are you trying to persuade me?
But yeah, potentially.
Yeah, sure. Well, I find it quite.
Ooh, it's a nat one.
Perfect. It's like, well, I find that quite odd, really. She wasn't. You say that she's looking for a home. You say.
She's moving on. She's an old woman. You know, the idea of a forever home can be daunting for some. They don't want to be living in the home that they might die in. It's morbid. She's gone to potentially look around the world or see what else Damarel has to offer her.
Well, as I thought, I would find that quite strange actually, because she was very much in a huge amount of debt, and she wouldn't be able to afford to buy any type of home or go anywhere.
No, she did me a
actually.
service, and I've given her some coin so that she might find what she needs. It's fine. It's been taken care of. Anyway, I believe that you were greeting us.
It sounds to me that you bought her out of her home. By the sounds of this. But
If that's the way you seem to take it, then honestly, I'm fine with that. Anyway, a conversation with the Baron.
Okay. Sure. It's like, well, it's like, well, yes. If you guys can please follow me, and you guys start making your way.
In the midst of that, I'll go over towards Eris again and just be like, no, he definitely killed her.
He definitely killed her. Okay.
We go in.
I considered it.
Wonderful. So, I bet you did. So you reach, you all start kind of awkwardly, walking up the staircases. And these staircases go on for a little while. We're talking about a good 30 to 40 steps. It is a big, like, extravagant home for someone to live in. Clearly this person definitely admires his own wealth and likes to show it off. And as you were walking up towards the top of the home, you kind of reach these large doors. You reach these large kind of wooden doors with brass kind of fittings. That just seems to be overly polished and just is beautiful. And as the door opens, you are then greeted to the lobby of the Baron's home.
Okay.
Ooh, fancy.
Ooh.
Very fancy.
I walk in,
Yeah,
having seen like the lavishness of all of this. I'm just gonna look at Hazel and be like, "This is fucking disgusting."
So disgusting. I can't even smell earth anymore. It's just
Is there?
Yeah, and
stone and gold.
and you simply smell just pure and clean. The place just it smells. It's not.
It's disgusting.
It's like they've
anything.
synthesized lemons in some fashion and spread it about the place. It's disgusting.
It's so disgusting.
You know that one time I could do
I like
that thing that we did. Got us in a bit of trouble, but
this place could do with some new decoration.
I agree.
Don't do it, you two.
Are there any countertops or tables of some kind with something shiny on them?
Are there any countertops of anything shiny on them?
Yeah.
No. So all you can see is just everything is very what's the right word for it? It's very
Lavish.
minimal. It's very lavish but minimal. You see a lot of kind of the only thing really that that is something that can be detached or taken away would be maybe pictures that you see on the counter on the side table, or like the kind of bust
Artifacts or whatever.
I think that's the best thing to see. Busts that you can see within the images there.
Ilya, I'm gonna move in close to him and just be like, I know what you're like in these sorts of situations. Go fucking wild.
I don't know what you mean.
And then I just move back away from him.
I just obviously you're still with Glyph.
Gilf.
He said, Gilf, yeah, you're still with Glyph, and he says, if you wouldn't mind just waiting around here, and the Baron should be with you shortly, and please don't touch anything. And kind of
You
steps
wish.
walks away. Yeah.
I'm gonna look at Aspen and I'm gonna like cast like control flames and like have a little flame in my hand and be like, I don't think anything in here would even burn.
As I pass one of the busts,
Messed
And
up.
then like make a fist and my flame will disappear.
I just poke the bust.
He pokes the
Walk
bust.
past. Yeah.
Oh god, please.
And then
Touchy the butt.
a tongue sticks out. All right, cool. So is anyone doing anything else?
Eris, how do you feel about this sort of place?
I think it's a nice change from the dirt and the smell of manure, and it's quite nice actually.
I mean, the natural way of things, how the earth was meant to be.
This one's weird. I don't.
Look, I grew up in the wilds, I understand, but it's quite nice to be inside sometimes with warmth and
Don't you
you know, the
feel
smell
like-
of lavender and gooseberries.
I feel like you
know.
can't breathe though. Like, where's the light and the sun? I'm so
You realise
I will
that this
tell you where
is-
the light is. The light is gleaming off all of this gold. I'm just gonna look at Eris, be like, this is much better than the manure and the sand and the mud. Or be agrees.
You agree to
See,
it?
the little goblin understands.
Goblin! Hey, I was just
He
about to
doesn't
make you my
understand.
wife in this palace. You just
I'm
cut
sorry,
yourself out of
okay.
a massive inheritance.
Sorry, I forget. You're so tiny. So tiny.
I just
can't-
pull out a handful of 10 gold.
Big
and I
enough for you,
chuck it on
bitch.
the floor, and I'm like, gold's gold, whatever.
At this point,
I'm gonna pick up the gold coins he dropped.
so at this point, you hear a
I'm facing the group just being like, honestly, I fucking hate it. I feel like the two of you could not be further wrong. Ilya has the right idea. Gold is a color. You can't he's behind me, isn't he?
I'm just there
you
poking
see
busts as we
this-
go
I'm
past.
gonna get his
old-
forearm and pull him like round.
So you see this old kind of nobleman. He looks well groomed, well cleaned. You know, kind of white to silver hair, very
Silver
slick-
fox, eh?
Silver fox, slick back, very well looked after. You know, suited. He doesn't carry a cane or anything. Not one that he requires to use as part of his walking, but he does have one, but he doesn't use it for walking, is what I'm trying to say. And he's at the top of the stairs, and he starts. He's wearing like kind of like a black suit with a red kind of, I forgot what they're called now. Not a tie. What are they called now?
Caveat?
All
Bow
right.
tie?
Caveat. I think it's called.
Is it called a caveat?
Um,
I don't know if that's the right word.
Maybe it's like you know,
The
what I mean.
folded
He's wearing
piece
like
of fabric thing.
Thank
right?
you. Yes, like he looks
Cravat! That's it! Not a
Cravat,
caveat, a
thank you.
cravat. Thank you.
cravat. Yeah, so he's wearing the cravat, red cravat, black kind of like tuxedo type of suit. White shirt. He looks very kind of typical
Sharp.
man, but really well groomed, and kind of around the ages of about maybe 45 to 50 in amongst that type of area. And he's caught all of your attention and started making his way down the staircase.
Downtown.
Downtown.
Making his way downtown.
And he's like, thank you for coming and accepting my offer. He sounds a bit Japanese. Thank you for
You have brought a great honor on the balance of.
And then they got banned.
thank you.
It's kind of right.
We're all doing voices. It's fine.
Yeah. It's like, see if I remember this voice next week. I'm
I'm gonna write down now Japanese-ish,
Thank you for accepting my
gruff Japanese.
yes. And, what is that you're writing down there?
Oh, I am simply making a point of how ostentatious everything is. It's fucking disgusting. I look at him straight in the eyes as I say it.
You clearly have come from a very low established family.
No, I didn't actually. No, actually, no, I kind of did.
This man that you see before you, is Frederick Drachma.
Von Drachma.
Von Drachma. Is Frederick Drachma, or the Baron Frederick Drachma. He's like, I'd like to thank you all for accepting my invitation for a task that I'd like to pass over to yourselves. Now, I would imagine that all of you are just in it for the money, of course, and that is quite understandable, being your. And he looks at you very kind of stupidly, like, background, of course. Clearly looking down at all of you as just grime. But to him, you're just like every other mercenary. But from what I do know, that you probably would be in a position of.
He's gruff Japanese, Max. I wrote it down.
Oh, well, based on all of your your experience, of course, I think you might be interested in this task. And if you follow me, and he takes you into a separate room that you can all kind of sit down. It's just a lavish room, dining table, the usual.
Is there anything I can break on the way in?
Yeah.
I just want to break something. I just want to fuck up his happy little golden home. As we like traverse from one room to the next, if I can summon my sword quickly enough to slice a painting and then dissipate it again, or snap the head off of something, I just want to
roll sleight of hand.
Okay, that's fair.
That is fair.
Also, in that sort of same vein, is there, like, considering if there's like a dining table and stuff, is there
7.
shiny cutlery or something?
There is 7. You awkwardly attempt to pull out your sword, but
I don't pull out my sword. I summon it.
Oh, you summon it. Okay, so you awkwardly summon your sword.
It's still awkward.
Yeah, it's still awkward. And in that period of summoning, does it make an audible kind of?
I wouldn't say that the sound of summoning is audible, but definitely the like of cutting a painting open does.
Yeah, sure. But at this point, as you're summoning this your blade, the Baron turns around at this point and notices you summoning this sword.
Okay.
What do you want to do?
I'm just gonna put it against the painting and drag it slowly down and cut the gash on the painting, and then just look at him and go, I'm sorry, it looks like I control this, but I really have very little control over it at all. And then I'm gonna release it so that it dissipates back into nothing.
Okay.
So instead of like, it's like...
So you still cut the painting?
I still cut the painting.
You slowly cut this painting while looking at
I
him
just
and
cut
thinking
it while
about it.
staring at him, and then afterwards go, I can barely control this, actually. It's quite difficult. I'm terribly sorry.
Okay.
I just very quietly go like, that's probably worth a lot.
Yeah, it's like... it's like, that will be coming out of your reward. I think you'll find. And he's not too bothered. I mean, he is bothered, but he's not showing it because this guy is just money. He is money. So if he wanted to get another painting or whatever, he's not showing it. But as he turns around, he's like deeply clutching his fists and kind of looking down at himself.
You probably barely even like this one. They've not caught your likeness well at all. They make it look like you're all bad sides.
Bunch of animals. And he continues to lead you through to the dining room. And to answer your question, yes, there is stuff, cutlery or whatever that's there that you could, that is just there. In fact, that's all I'll say. So please, if everyone could take a seat.
I'll sit down and I'll just sort of like pick up a knife or something, whatever shiny thing's in front of me, and just sort of look at it, twiddle it around and stuff. Just fiddling with it for the moment.
So I go ahead. Eris?
Oh, I was just going to say, I sit and I'm looking at him and I feel like I'm the only person that's being serious at this time.
Hey,
Yeah.
man, Albie's there.
Oh, I'm being serious. If anything, I look a little sick.
I haven't said
like,
anything.
It's true.
Sure. So yeah, I think it's a good point raised. Well, I mean, I'm going to just get straight to the point. I feel because I'd rather not have you in my home any longer.
Well, we can agree.
Yes, I bet you could.
I can.
So, like,
Like, we're at like the pettiest level of back and forth.
we're at the pettiest level now, me and you. It's like, so, my request I have for you all is, to retrieve something. I deal with, a wide range of trade along, many different locations around Bela'Dun. And, but there's a specific item that I'd like you to retrieve for me as part of a trading option. It's a rare artifact, but located in a specific location, and I'll find that location for you. 1 second, because I can't remember where I said it was. It's located in a desert kind of cave, is what I'm trying to say. A desert cave, southwest from our location. Is this something that you'd be interested in?
So just grab the item and get out, yeah?
Yes, I'd like it to be as simple as that. Yes.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, we'll do that.
I will pay a handsome amount for you to retrieve this item for me. I'd be willing to pay 1,000 gold pieces to all of you as a sum, not 1,000 each. 1,000 gold pieces for all of you. And anything that you find along the way, by all means, is yours. What really matters to me is the item of which I've mentioned.
You've not really described it well. What is this item that we're looking for?
So it's a box. That is all I know. It's a box. Gold in nature. Gold in kind of like, I'll just describe it to you as it is. So it's like gold. It's got like blue and green type of kind of like kind of not exactly gems. It's not gems at all. It's kind of got like kind of like a stained glass look to it. So it's a kind of goldish box, gold trim, very small. I would say it's probably roughly around.
As he's describing it, I'm going to use minor illusion to essentially conjure an exact image of what he's describing as he describes it, so that it like changes to match his description. The more info he gives us, the more the image, the illusion changes, so that by the time he's done, we know exactly what we're looking for. We've got a visual of it.
Yeah. Is that something you need to roll for? Sorry.
No, it's a cantrip.
Cantrip, yeah. Sure. So you're literally building what it is that I'm describing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, imagine for those of you who've watched the Indiana Jones, it's like the Ark of the Covenant. Imagine that, but like a small version.
Okay.
Of Covenant, like a very small version of it. And it's got gold trim, like I said, the majority of it is made of gold, but it's got like a stained glass type of kind of green, blue, red type of like kind of segments at the front, and only at the front. Like everything around the back and sides is just gold. It's just gold. Yeah. But that's what I want you. That is what the Baron would like you to retrieve for him. Everything else, you can keep that you find along the way.
Okay, funky box, money, come back, whatever, cool. Alright, that's cool. I'm just gonna get up, I'm just gonna pocket the knife, and then I'm gonna walk.
Roll sleight of hand.
Do any of us recognise that he's doing this?
Roll perception, everyone.
Okay. Because if I notice that he's stealing things, I want to distract the Baron to just generally sort of help him.
Yeah, sure.
Perception, yeah? I'm pretty sure my
Perception.
perception's awful. I think it's +1. Yep. 7. So no.
Okay. Right. Well, you don't see anything. Oh, you didn't need to. But no, actually, Ilya, you rolling perception is probably the
Ooh, that
better
didn't work.
because of the fact that
It does
you're
not like
out.
paper. The stream can see my crappy drawing of a box, but it's also delayed. I can't. There we go. Yeah.
Nope.
Crappy box drawing.
I can't. No, couldn't see anything that you.
You can't see it on Skype. You can see it on Twitch.
Okay.
Vin and Rhoda can see it.
Cool. Yeah, sure. So Albie, you notice for sure that Ilya is trying to steal something, and obviously Ilya, you notice that the Baron is looking down the table at all of you.
So noticing that he's noticing.
Let me notice. Let me find out whether or not if he notices what you guys. Or
Did
what
I notice what he's doing?
Where are you? You are
17.
Hazel?
17.
Yeah. You noticed as well. So only Aspen and Eris didn't notice anything.
I'm gonna like clear my throat and like gently, discreetly elbow Aspen.
Okay.
I feel like I rolled too low to react quickly. I'm gonna let everybody else react first.
Okay.
As I'm sort of seeing his eyes divert down the table, looking at Ilyas, not so quick hands. I haven't spoken at this point, so I'm just going to kind of sidle up the table a little bit and stick my hand out to say, "Hi there, Obricius Lamond is the name, seasoned treasure. I've been really admiring your mansion here, your manor, and a lot of gold, very well versed in gold, experience with gold. I was wondering if you could tell me, what would a man who has so much gold need with a very small golden box? And I'll tell you why I'm asking, just so I'm not trapping. See, my associates here and I, we do, we risk our lives for treasure all the time, but 1,000 gold pieces seems like a very small amount for a man with a golden mansion who doesn't really need any additional. What is it that's special about this item?
I'm inclined to agree. 1,000 gold a person, or 1,000 gold total, seems like a bit of an insult. You're likely after whatever inside this box. Obricius is well versed in these things. He's got quite some history with gold.
Keen appraiser.
Say that again?
I'm a keen appraiser.
Ah, yes.
Sure.
Yes, quite the keen appraiser. He, much knowledge.
Okay. So, well,
Hey, there's his voice.
What you're asking for is, I feel that the 1,000 gold is by far enough to offer. On top of the fact that I said that you could keep anything that you find along the way. Now, I am aware that this location, from my curator, I think you've met him, Glyph.
I've not met anybody by that name.
He just ignores you. And says, this location is well known for have not been ventured into. So as far as I am aware, nothing has been taken from this place. So everything that you find along the way is yours. 1,000 gold between the 5 of you is still a fair, generous. In fact, it's a generous amount. I feel, and from wherever you find, of course. In regards to your question on what this item is, well, you see, I'm not quite sure myself. It's actually a special order through one of my clients, and I'll leave it at that.
Considering nobody's left the room as well, I'm probably going to be like halfway down a corridor at this point, and all I'm going to do is I'm just going to shout back, "We're not leaving yet?"
No, fair enough. Anything you'd like to respond or say?
Obricius?
Obricius Lamond knows gold, and You say it's just a special order for a client, but it must mean something to you. Come on, Baron Strucker.
Yeah.
We're in this. We're in this together. We are going to be under your employ, and that needs to be based around a relationship of trust. So why not just tell us what makes this box so special, and why you might look to outsource something so special to a band of mercenaries you don't.
Well, I think you'll find that that's none of your business. I'm paying you money to do a job, and you either accept to do the job, which is to simply retrieve an item, or not. That is it. No, the knowings of what this item is none of your concern. Do you wish to accept it or not?
You described the box as somewhat small, yes? You're not sex trafficking anyone or trying to...
What?
I glare at him when he said that. I hear no.
Sorry,
No.
you live in a large, grand abode, gilded with gold and all sorts of many floors. My understanding is that most of people to come into the wealth that it seems that you are in ownership of, well, they're usually fucked up in some fashion. So,
I am but a man of
if you say simple pleasures,
I was gonna say simple pleasure. No. I am but a man merely striving to grow my reputation and grow my wealth. Nothing more than that. And as I mentioned, he is a man of trade. So these items are strictly, just strictly for business.
can we agree that whatever is within this box, Freddy, is at least not living in any fashion?
Well, no. I would say no.
Right, so we are sex trafficking. Is that... I'm not cool with this. I look over at Eris, like...
No.
At this point, I want to just walk back into the room and just be like, "So,
Right.
guys,
Yeah.
we're doing this."
So you'll need to know more information about the location, because as far as you're aware, it is located south.
Desert cave. That's all
Desert
we
cave.
have.
That's all you've got. So
Southwest there's a cave.
if you could please go and see my curator, Gil. Fuck.
Where? Oh,
Well,
Gilf!
you know.
Yes, I have heard of him.
Gilf.
Yes, we're very familiar with
Gilf.
Gilf's work.
Gilf,
Sorry, when you
um,
said that whatever is in the box is living, are we talking some sort
It
of...
is no. I said it's not.
It's not.
Oh,
It's not living.
I misunderstood. Very well, I'm on board.
Glyph will tell you more information about.
Who's that?
So, and then Glyph is standing to the left staircase, kind of just waiting to follow him. What do you guys do?
Well, that guy. That's pronounced Gilf. And then I walk over to Gilf.
I'll
Okay,
just be like, "Come on," and I'll go as well.
sure. Cool. So you follow him into a kind of large, kind of museum-like kind of study in a way. Got large, loads of, you can see intricate kind of collections of items. You can see, a skeleton above you of a weird creature that you're not sure about. Clearly, your impression of this person or of the Baron is that he collects a lot of rare or unknown items from around the world. Well, if you could come in here with me, please. I just want to tell you a little bit more about where it is you'll be going. So the location is it's southwestern from here, which is within the drylands. And the name of the place is called the Catacombs of Pirin. That is the name of the location. Catacombs of Pirin, or Pyrane. It depends on how you want to pronounce it. I will put it in here for you.
Considering my hunter nature, I guess you could say, and the fact that I have specific sort of, affinity with certain monsters and whatnot, can I attempt to identify this skeleton of a creature?
You can. Yeah. Sure. So if you want to, what would
If it is by any chance a monstrosity or a fiend.
I think it's a beast.
Is there a specific reason for that?
Yes, because I have favored enemy, and
I think it's dead.
Okay. So
Yeah,
would
firstly, I
that
think
be-
it's dead.
checks.
Would you say
Secondly,
would you say nature or would it be history? Oh, roll
Well-
nature or history.
it's probably a beast. So if it has to be a fiend or the other thing you said for you to recognize it, then I'd suspect you
Monstrosity
probably
and
don't
fiend, yeah.
recognize it. Oh shit! Oh, I turned my DPI to 100.
Yeah, Aspen, you definitely knocked a bunch of stuff along the way. Okay, cool.
Billy,
Sorry, did you roll for that? Did you want to
I'm
say
just
anything about
if it is a monstrosity or a fiend, I get advantage on int checks, so I would assume sort of history wise.
that? Okay, sure.
But if not, then I don't get advantage, so it's sort of up to you.
No, I'd say history because, like, something like that. Maybe.
But do I get the advantage?
Yeah.
Okie doke. Now 20.
Oh damn. Okay. So I didn't account for this. You definitely recognize this beast as being an ancient aquatic being or a monster. What could it be? A blue whale. You don't know that that's what it is. I mean, so you do know that that's what it is, but you, as far as you're aware, know that to be completely ancient and like unknown to this world.
I just sort of look up and like mid conversation, you'd be like, "That's fucking weird. That's ancient shit." Ooh.
Yes, well, the Baron is very much about collecting age-old antiquities and fossils alike. He's very much interested in that because there's a huge trade for these type of items. But this one is his for his own collection. Well spotted though. No one ever knows what this item is.
I have a question, Max,
Yeah, sure.
for the GM. Has it been an hour since I went to that woman's house?
Yeah.
Sweet. Could I have used the general walking around and not really doing anything like intensive in any fashion as a short rest?
You did slice a painting though.
Yeah, but you can
you
slice a
did,
painting
you
on a
did.
short rest.
You can't. I mean, the fact that everyone was kind of like sitting down at a desk or a table or a dining table, just there, just chilling and listening to someone talk. I would say yes.
Thank you.
Don't see that being the problem. Sure. Cool. So I'm telling you a bit more about the. You know about the artifact or the box that you're going to be collecting. It's located southwestern drylands. Location is the
Catacombs of Pirin.
Pirin. Yeah, is the location.
You say southwestern drylands.
Southwestern drylands from this city.
Yeah.
And finally, I'd like to, after explaining to you where it is that you'll be going, I would very much recommend that you prepare yourself for the for the heat. It's very hot there. You'll notice that there's a lot of everything there is dead. Is probably the best way to put it. So I would very much prepare for that, all of you. And he had just advised you to make sure that you are aware of that.
Gilf, how would you recommend preparing for the heat exactly?
Oh well, I would first of all prepare to bring a lot of water with you because it's going to it may affect your ability to proceed with this venture. Maybe some rations as well, of course. Very much recommended. And if possible, anything that may help assist you with the heat.
You
Cooling.
mentioned that this place is southwestern of the city. How many days travel are we talking exactly?
I mean, from the scriptures that I've read, I would say it's probably around Probably around 5 to 7 days, potentially. If as a constant trek. It could be longer, it could be less. I'm only basing that on very little information, I've been told.
That's fine. If it gets to 8 days, we won't come back and slit your throat. Don't worry about it.
My goodness, you are quite an aggressive man, aren't you?
Well, I assume you're offering this job to us for a reason.
Well, just make sure you get the job done, please.
As he mentions the slitting of throats, I go back over towards. God, even I'm forgetting names this time. Eris. I'm just gonna go. Yeah, he definitely killed that woman.
Oh shit!
Roll my eyes at him.
I wasn't meant to draw that, but yeah. I might as well draw the box. Kind of like that.
Cool.
With
Funky.
Oh, I missed those bits.
That's meant to not be connected. And then it has kind of like a swoop in, kind of like.
It's looking like a Happy Meal.
Yes, yes, and all of this in the middle here, all of this section here, this is all like stained glass, different colors. It's
Okay.
all like green and so forth. Yeah. But yes. Fantastic. So, I shouldn't keep you here any longer. I think you maybe would like to, go ahead and start your mission. Unless there's anything else you'd like to ask.
Albie has just one more question to ask. Well, what is in the box?
I mean, as the Baron has mentioned, I mean, I don't think that's anything of your concern. It's simply a task of which.
Oh, he said that you would
the
tell us.
item, and you bring. Roll. Roll. Deception. Because
Deception?
He didn't say that.
I know he didn't. I'm lying. It's a nat one.
That one. I'm very. I mean, you are truly a liar. I noticed that very much
Wow.
now.
I wasn't massively paying attention, to be fair.
I mean, such a true mercenary. All about the coin and nothing. No brain up there. So yeah. So there isn't anything. He mentions that there is nothing. He does. First of all, he mentions that the Baron said that he wasn't. That you guys don't need to know that. Second of all, he doesn't know anything about what's inside as well. Like, as far as he's aware, it could be empty. It could be just empty, and the person just wants the box. The person who.
It's a fancy box.
It is a fancy damn box.
Yeah, Happy Meals aren't easy to come by.
Man, I'm definitely ordering McD's after this.
Ooh.
So yeah. So is there any other questions?
Is there a place that we can easily procure water in the city, in the town?
Yes. I mean, there's many stores and market stores and shops that you can procure these.
There's got to be a fountain somewhere, surely.
Yeah, there'll be a fountain around where the clock tower is in the middle. Although it may not be visible image, there is kind of like a moat fountain around it. That you could, take the water from there. It's not the best, but it's still
I
definitely
can clean it.
drinkable.
It's fine.
Yep. Okay, well, if you're all ready to go, then I shall allow you to leave.
Again, is
and
there anything
Karen-
shiny in this room?
Mate, there's a lot of shiny stuff. Like this
Things
room.
that can fit in my hand, per se, with little weight.
Yes. There
The
is
first, 3 things I see, I just want to sort of pick them up.
3 things.
Ouch.
Uh,
Yeah.
What are you trying to do? Are you trying to steal it?
Just walking past them, grabbing them, and I'm just putting them in my pack or my pouch or wherever.
That's a yes.
Yes. So if you could roll sleight of hand, for me, please. Well, first of all, stealth. That I don't see it. You know what I mean? That what you're trying to do.
I'm
correct
not
me if I'm wrong,
particularly hiding it. It's more just
You're
very
just
quickly,
literally, you're
joink.
blatantly just picking it up. Okay, cool. Then
much.
just sleight of hand.
Do I want to do it 3 times or just the once?
For each item that you try and collect.
Oh, progressively worse.
Okay, sure. So you successfully pick up 2 items. Those items have yet to be disclosed. Items are. The third item you do not. So you have collected 2 strange items. Now, does my guy see what you do?
Let's go to beat that 10.
Oh, it's a 7. He does not see what you do.
I imagine it's something too heavy. I'm just sort of like,
You get away
nope.
with 2 items. 2 items, without confirmation or anything.
I'd like to break something at the same time. Just
You'd
like,
to break.
if there's anything like glass or relatively fragile, I'm just going to put my fist through it a little bit, summon the sword at the same time, and if I mean, it's going to be loud, so he probably will notice, but whether he notices or not, I'm just going to use the same excuse as before as being like, oh, I'm terribly sorry, I can't control this as much as people think, I explained this to the Baron earlier, it's a problem.
Okay. What could you roll for that, sir?
I mean, I'm lying, so...
It's just... Oh,
I
right.
can roll deception.
Sure, you are...
I'm lying about the control of the sword.
Yeah,
it's only a 12.
Yeah, sure, roll deception.
12.
Oh, you rolled 12. Okay, yeah, he's giving you the cut eye. He knows that you're just an absolute dick. He's like,
yeah.
He's like, I think that you won't be allowed to come back in this house again. Yeah. From today onwards, you are stricken to be outside. That is it. So you are banned from this house now.
That's fine, Gilf. You've done me a service, if anything.
Honestly,
Cool.
how have any of us ever gotten paid?
I know, this is the thing, like, well, so far, what you've done, you've not been paid. Like, if anything, I mean, that's a lie. You got 10 gold earlier on, didn't you? I know, but that was from stealing it.
I stole 20 gold from Gilf.
You stole 20 gold from Gil.
I paid the old woman 10 gold to jog on so that the rats could have a house.
So none of the money that you've earned so far
has been legitimate.
Has been legitimate.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So I'm assuming you guys are leaving.
I'm happy to leave at this point.
Does anybody want to do anything?
I hate this stupid gold house.
Yep. Cool. Sure. So everyone starts leaving and gets out of this house. And let me just change my music, please. Oh, do I need to stop this one, by the way?
No, you should just be able to force skip.
No, but does that skip to the next tune?
If you have something... So if you go play and play something, you can then FS and it will skip to the thing that you've just said to play. If you skip now, I don't know what happens. I assume it just stops.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Thank you very much. Sorry about this, guys.
All good.
And it is skip forward, SF, yeah?
FS for skip. There you go.
Cool.
Hey.
So,
We're out on the road.
Lovely. So you guys have literally left outside of the property, and you know that you need to potentially prepare some sort of provisions, stuff like that, before you go out there because of the heat, or not. It's entirely up to you what you want to do.
I didn't like his vague threats of burning to death or generally suffocating from the arid temperatures of the desert. He says that it's a week's travel. I only have, roughly that much in rations, so I don't know about the rest of you, but maybe we should stock up in some fashion.
I have about 10 days worth, so...
We're gonna need about 14 once we leave. Actually, weeks are only 6 days in this universe. We're going to need about 12.
Yeah, sure. So it's entirely up to you what you guys want to do. If you want to go to the fountain or go get some provisions or whatever. So make your choices or not.
Yeah, just sort of walk into town, and on the way I'll just sort of be like, yeah, did you really kill that woman?
Which woman?
The rat woman.
I don't know a rat woman. What is that? Like some sort of affliction, or is she like a were-woman, or a...
I want to look at this man's face and see if he's just bullshitting me, or if he genuinely is.
Roll insight.
Yeah.
Or is it? Yeah, roll insight. Oh, there's a nipple.
I feel like I wasn't lying. I generally don't know what I don't remember what you're talking about so much.
Yeah, you're not quite sure.
I imagine I'll just sort of be. It would be that like confusing dead silence of just like, huh, and I'll just sort of drop the conversation entirely, just like.
So if I'm gonna just say maybe if you'd like, you could just collect whatever provisions that you feel like you feel like you need. But it does depend on whether or not if anyone wants anything specific, knowing what it is that you're going into. So you know you need potentially rations. You know that you need a bit of water. But
It's 3 rations per gold, right?
3 rations per gold.
That's how we usually do it, because I think they're 4 silver, but we've homebrewed that it's 3 for 1 gold. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy.
So just buy whatever you need as long as you've got it within your cost. But if there's anything specific that anyone wants,
Do rations have much of a best before date?
No, not really. It's like dry food, like cans.
3 per gold gets me a good amount. But yes, sorry.
I don't know what the cost of water is, Max, to like purchase.
Yeah, I want 2 more water skins at least.
I'd say
Ooh,
like
water skin's a fair shout.
a water skin. What
find
is
out.
that? Like a bronze or something? It's probably got like a bronze or 2 bronze.
Copper. Water skin is 2 silver, apparently.
2 silver.
Oh damn. Well then 2 silver.
I'm gonna buy 3 more water skins and fill them all up.
Cool. That's fine.
Yeah, I'll fill
You don't have
mine
to be-
from
you don't
the
have to
fountain as well.
Yeah, ditto.
That's fine.
I can cast
Just buy
purify
what
food
you
and
need.
water, so or food and drink. So I'll do that to make sure all the water's clean that we get from the fountain.
Cool.
Okay. Fantastic. Anything else? Does anyone want to do anything else?
Can I go figure?
Oh yeah. You want to go figure, don't you? Sure.
Yeah.
Can I go with him?
Yeah, of course you can.
Why?
No reason.
So you go to the Go Figure location, which is kind of like tailor stroke kind of makeup wig place. Yeah.
What do I see on the inside of that shop?
So on the inside of the shop, you see just a few kind of figurines. The models, the bust models of where they would kind of create their textile outfits and all that stuff. And you see like loads of materials like rolled up on the wall, plus along the top of the a top ceiling, just below the ceiling, around the entire edge of the store, you see like loads of like heads with wigs on them.
Okay.
Yeah.
And a shopkeep?
You do see the shopkeep. The shopkeep is there. It is a kind of human lady. Just fairly middle-aged. Nothing too distinctive about her.
Okay. So I'm just going to, just quite plainly walk up to her and say, "Hey there. How's it going?"
Hello there. How can I help you?
We're on a mission from the Baron. He's sending us to retrieve some priceless cargo. Very enthralling. We're going to the desert, and it's a place called the Catacombs of Kirin. Enthralling. Me and my comrades will need some light, airy clothes to survive this arid desert, and if you have them, to make up some dyes and one of your finest.
Yes, of course. I kind of point you over to the direction of like the materials, etc. And I I show you, or she shows you a few selections of silk-like materials, very more feminine than anything else. Very quite more revealing. It's that if you want something that's quite light and airy, these are the options that she has available to you. All of different colors, but very quite revealing.
When Albie starts talking, I'm just gonna look over at him and be like, "Oh, I'm terribly sorry, sir. I didn't realize somebody of your importance was currently using the shop. I'll step aside," and I just head outside.
Okay.
Well received, soldier.
Okay. I mean, are you some sort of like military personnel or?
Oh
Yeah.
no. He's just my bodyguard. Sorry, I didn't introduce myself. Marcus Rackman.
Marcus Racken.
No, Drachma.
Marcus Drachma.
Oh,
Yes.
Job. Marcus Drachma. Oh, like
Yes. I just well, we're in town and terribly sorry to approach you directly like this. And obviously I have my muscle with me, but we've just come over from the second gnome, and they recommended that you were the best people to speak to for fabrics.
well, yes, of course. I mean, Drac sounds very familiar. I mean, you're related to our Baron, is it?
Related? Why, we're first cousins and best friends.
Oh, well, I mean, roll deception.
Can he have advantage from my helping him?
Yeah, you can.
That was
have
kind of my
advantage, yeah.
purpose in coming.
Oh, nice one. Oh, and that one. Let's ignore that. 25.
Oh man. Okay.
Nice.
Like that somehow. I don't know how, but somehow. Okay. Yeah. Oh, well, I wasn't aware that he had any other relatives. But yes, of course. And she kind of accepts what you're saying, and she kind of inclines that she's gonna do something for you. Because she's convinced that you're related to him. Yeah, she showed you all the materials. All the materials, they're basically, about a silver each for, a certain amount of length, probably around 2 meters or so. But they're all the same price. So whatever you need, however much you need.
So, sort of out of character then, what would it cost to actually make a disguise kit out of this stuff? They're valued at 25 gold normally?
A disguise kit.
Yes. Cosmetics, dyes, and props.
Don't know.
Well, I would say
Don't
probably half at the very least, if this has gone as successfully as it seems to have. So maybe rounded down to 12.
12. Yeah.
12?
Sure.
Yeah, we can do 12. Okay,
Cool.
I'll put that over. And you mentioned something about revealing outfits.
That was just of course that was just the material that I'm speaking about. You asked for light and breathable material for the hot environment, and this would be your option. Like I said, she points you over to like a kind of silk material, but also there's it's got kind of like a linen type of kind of thing going on with it. It's weird. It's kind of like in between, but because of the silk-like nature of it, it's quite revealing. It's not worn by men. It's not worn by men. So if you're taking it,
that's fine. We happen to have two concubines
2.5
in our ranks. Being a baron, it's just something we do. Is this something that would be suitable for my concubines to wear?
Absolutely, of course. If anything, this is far too much, for a concubine. But of course, yes. No problem. And she'll sort you out with the material that you've requested.
Wonderful. Call it 15 all in?
Oh, well, thank you very much. And takes your money.
Wonderful.
And hands you over the goods. There you
Excellent.
go.
Thank you
So
very much.
you now have enough
Disguise
material to make it your disguise kit, yeah.
And 2 slutty outfits.
2 slutty outfits.
Breathable slutty outfits.
Breathable is the main thing there. If you played Breath
Yeah.
of the Wild, it's it's kind of like the
Gerudo outfit.
the Gerudo outfit for Link type of thing. It's definitely not for a man, but
I don't know what you mean about slutty. That's just sexy.
sexy as
Gotta
hell.
own it.
Yeah.
Yeah. They'll
Alright.
say no originally, but when the heat kicks in, they'll be begging me for why not.
Fantastic.
Cool. I bid you good day, madame. And I flourish my way out the door and give a very slight fist bump to Aspen around the corner.
I lean down to fist bump him.
Solid. All right. Okay. Well, so you've left the tavern, and if no one else has got anything else they'd like to do, then we will venture. Well, we are now leaving south of the clock tower, so it would be here, of course, which leads to the exit of the city of Daramel. Gosh,
Damarel.
Damarel. Pardon me. Thank you very much. Damarel.
I think it.
Daramel. I said
Yeah.
Daramel, didn't I?
I think it was about 2
Damarel.
p.m. when we were in the tavern. What time is
Yes.
it now?
It was 4 o'clock when you were at the Barons, and then now it's probably around 6 o'clock.
Okay,
So,
cool.
yeah, about 5:30, 6 o'clock. So you're now leaving south of the city, and that is probably where we're going to leave it.
Cool.
At, because we are now hitting the 10 o'clock mark.
Oh, that was fucking
Hey.
fun.
Well done, Max.
Yeah.
Very well, good.
Oh god.
Smooth sailing.
Oh my god.
And like Vinod pointed out on many an occasion, you were not muted at any point.
No! That's your first session.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Hey.
I think I had to make sure I just wasn't muted. at all.
How you feeling, man?
But yeah.
Gotta keep.
Yeah. It was it was fun. Definitely I know that a lot of time was going to be taken up with everyone getting to get
Introductions and stuff, yeah.
yeah, introductions and stuff like that. So I think I was worrying myself a little bit more than I needed to, because I wrote a lot more than where we've stopped now.
I told you.
Yeah.
Where we've stopped now is nowhere near.
We're like a
where-
paragraph in.
An hour and a half in. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think I'm glad that the story, you guys have got an idea about what you're doing.
Yeah.
Definitely, yeah.
Hopefully an element of mystery about what you're being asked to retrieve.
Totally.
Yeah, definitely.
Basically now that you've got everything you need, the next session will just be bang straight into
It's a good workplace to finish.
what's happening.
It's nice to
Yeah.
overwrite as well as the DM. It's nice to overwrite your session so that if the second part of it ends up being session 2, you don't have to do too much planning, like mild tweaks
Yeah.
only, and then you don't have to
Yeah,
put
yeah.
the same amount of hours in. Is nice. But yeah, I'm gonna kill the stream. So thank you guys very much for
Thank you
watching.
very much, everyone.
Well
Yeah.
done, Max.
Stream.
Thanks,
Bye.
Goodbye, stream.
Thank you, bro.
Bye.